leading goal scorer or point getter, Johnny Gaudreau, now in Columbus. Their other point getter and leading scorer, Matthew Tkachuk, he's in Florida. You can throw in Sean Monahan if you want, who's in Montreal. That's 90 goals out of your lineup. Yes, they added Huberdeau. Yes, they've got some players in Nazem Kadri who's come along and offered some offense as well, but they just don't seem to be finishing their chances. Tonight, you hope, isn't the night where they find some magic. They played last night, you mentioned that. The last time the Seattle Kraken played against Calgary, the Flames had played against Edmonton before as well, coming off a one-goal loss, in supremely outshooting the Oilers in the second and third period. So the Kraken are have been in this situation before. But man, I've got to tell you, the standings are going to tighten up. The games are going to tighten up. We're at that point now where you can watch the standings, and there's a point in the season where the Kraken were 5th overall in the NHL. Now, they've dropped to 13th, and they have Calgary behind them at 17th. But again, just a couple of points separating some teams in the Pacific Division that are on the outside looking in.
Last time these two teams played, the Kraken overcame a third-period 4-2 deficit to take down the Calgary Flames. This year, the Seattle Kraken have surrendered the lead in the third period a total of 9 times. The only team that has got more is the Calgary Flames at 10. In those games, Seattle is 5-1-3. So it goes back to this narrative of this Kraken team all year long, finding ways to win. But as you're going to hear coming up in a moment from head coach Dave Haxtell, you don't want to keep putting yourself in that position. You have to continually fight from behind and find ways to win.
Well, the Calgary Flames have the most first period goals of any team in the NHL. They like to overwhelm you, and then they like to defend afterwards. And so turn the script around, read it from the back to the front, get the goal to open the hockey game for the Seattle Kraken, and force Calgary to maybe become a little bit unhinged. Again, the fatigue will set in against Calgary because of them playing the night before, getting into Seattle late last night. And for the Kraken, they feel like they're poised. They're ready to go on a run, and it's a real important time in the schedule. So a couple more home games, and then that epic road trip out east.
Calgary played last night in Edmonton. The Seattle Kraken this year 5-1-1 against teams in the second game of a back-to-back for them. Overall, 7-2-1 in that same scenario here at Climate Pledge Arena. Mike Benton standing by with more of your pregame show, brought to you by Coors Light. After this is Seattle Kraken hockey all across the Kraken Audio Network.
Hear every NFL game on SiriusXM.
That's getting something going.
It's easy to find all the Sunday afternoon action on your radio. The home teams air on channels 225 through 234.
Touchdown! Patrick Mahomes with Mahomes Magic.
And away teams on channels 380 through 392.
Touchdown Buffalo! Josh Allen, what a play!
Take your hometown announcers anywhere. Just search for your team on the SXM app. Go to SiriusXM.com/NFL schedule for game times and channel listings.
I can't believe it!
Tom Money here from SiriusXM FC, and if you love soccer and you love banter, you need to check out Grumpy Pundits.
I accept your opinion, even though it's wrong.
We have a pair of legends in Rodney Marsh and Tommy Smith.
Did you ever hear such bull in your life?
And the three of us wind each other up whilst debating the biggest stories from the Premier League and beyond.
You're getting so grumpy.
Did you ever hear the name of this show?
Grumpy Pundits, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
The biggest names in comedy. Check out Just for Laughs Canada on SiriusXM.
My dad, this guy's a lunatic. He ate a fortune cookie with a fortune in it. That's another level of psycho, man. My niece, 11, Layla, witnessed that. Blew her mind. Called me, said the story twice. I go, you already told me this. She goes, yeah, but are you not listening?
Bringing you Canada's best. Just for Laughs Canada on SiriusXM Channel 168.
Don't miss a moment of NHL Network Radio with the SiriusXM app. Like the NHL Morning Skate in 60 and the Discussion Room. Missed a show or interview? We have you covered. Just search NHL Interviews. Don't forget the incredible play-by-play.
Fire the puck! Score!
The best hockey talk, opinion, and analysis, period. NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Across from the goal line, they score!
This is Chris Drieger, goaltender for the Seattle Kraken. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR FM.
Countdown to face-off is now 17 minutes away from Climate Pledge Arena. Mike Benton with you again on the Coors Light pregame show. Kraken and the Calgary Flames getting closer. The Kraken are embracing Seattle hockey history with the history of the reverse retro jersey. Visit SeattleHockeyTeamStore.com and get your Seattle Ironman-inspired jersey now. It is available in all Kraken team stores and online. Let's pause 10 seconds for a station ID. This is the Kraken Audio Network. We'll get to our lineups later here. The Kraken, though, look like they're going to go with Philip Grubauer in net. 7th appearance against the Flames, .923 save percentage lifetime, 2-3-1 against Calgary in his career. Dan Vladar for the Flames looking like he may go for tonight. 3rd appearance due against the Kraken, 1-1 all-time, 848 save percentage. First off, an update on the Coachella Valley Firebirds in the American Hockey League and the AHL back to play after the holiday break tonight. And the Firebirds hosting the Ontario Reign with puck drop around the corner on their side right about this time right now. And they call it the Ice 10 Showdown. A little play on words for the freeway that connects the two teams just minutes apart in Southern California. Leading up to the game, the Firebirds turning heads this year under head coach Dan Bilesma. They are 3rd in their division, just 1 point out of the top, though, 17-6-3 at 37 points. Coachella Valley, after tonight, heads to San Jose on back-to-back nights against the Barracuda. And how about this for a division title favorite? After this weekend, the Firebirds, 28 of their last 43 games on home ice at Acrisure Arena. Over the month of December, the Firebirds, plenty of highlights, including right here, who would score the first goal on their brand-new home ice.
Left. Cameron Hughes and Brogan Rafferty on defense. Here's Hughes, shoots, scores! The first goal at Acrisure Arena is on the power play, and it's scored by Cameron Hughes.
Evan Pivnik and Grant Fear with the call on the Firebirds radio side. That was all part of a 4-3 win against Tucson 10 days ago before a packed crowd. And more here with head coach Dave Axtell. And just moments ago, he joined Everett Fitzhugh.
Well, Hack, first off, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. How was the last few much-deserved, much-needed days off for you?
It was great. Family time is always awesome, and Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody. Everybody's had an enjoyable holiday season so far. It's a special time of year, awesome time of year. For sure, one of my favorite times of the year, without doubt.
A lot of people call this Christmas break the unofficial end of the first half of the season. How would you characterize this Kraken team from night one up until that game in Vancouver?
Yeah, I mean, it's, we put ourselves in a position after 32 games to be in the hunt, and that's where you want to be. And that's not an easy task, but that's the first piece that you have to put in place. That's the foundation. To be in this position, we've worked very hard to do that. Our players, have had great resiliency and have executed well in order to put ourselves in this position. So you always want to be a little bit better. You always want a little bit more, but the reality is we're in the fight right now. Kicking off with game 33 here. Now, it's up to us to continue running that race. And, it's a long race. There's 50 games to go. So just have that short-term focus as we have had in the first 32 games.
Looking at that Christmas wish list, what are some things that you would like to see done differently in these final 50 games that we've seen over the first 32 games?
Well, we want to continue what we've done in a lot of respects 5-on-5. But, you have to elevate even every area of your game there 5-on-5. So for the way we elevate our game 5-on-5 is continuing to grow the consistency of each of our lines, each of our D pairs, and make sure we're getting contributions at both ends of the rink from all of those groups. The specialty teams are going to become more and more important. We have room to grow there. We have to improve some of the things that we're doing, not just on our PP and our PK, but in the specialty situations, the 5-on-6, the 6-on-5, the shootouts, those points and those areas that allow us to generate an extra point are extremely important as you go through the next 50 games.
I know you don't like having to battle back from behind. This team has done it multiple times this year against Calgary. You overcome a 4-2 deficit in the third. the schedule makers weren't kind to you guys. 2 divisional games back-to-back out of the break. What are you looking for out of your team tonight, taking into effect what happened the last time these 2 teams played in Calgary?
Yeah, the big thing, for us is just to be really direct, and really determined in our play tonight. We're playing a good hockey team. This team is playing as good as anybody in the league right now. They have depth, they have skill, they have some physicality and heaviness. So we've got to make sure that we're on our game from the start of this hockey game tonight. And by that, we've got to use our quickness. We have to execute with the puck, and everything that we generate normally comes off of how well we play defensively and how well we can shut down the middle of the rink and check.
Hour-long practice yesterday, a robust morning skate this morning, knocking off some of that holiday rust. What are some things that you've been telling this team? What have you been trying to do to make sure time tonight?
Yeah, you can't do everything all in one day. So yesterday we had good 35 minutes of pace, and then we touched on some details, right? We touched on some face-off details, some power play, some penalty kills, some of the empty net situations. We were able to do that. That takes a little extra time. Doesn't cost you a whole lot of energy. Tonight or this morning, all we wanted to do is just get going with execution, get as many puck touches as we could in 12 to 15 minutes, and we were able to do that. It's about sharpness coming off of the break, right? We're playing a team that played last night. They're probably going to be a little crisper and a little bit sharper with the puck. We've got to make sure that we minimize, any of those issues that we have, and then we have to make sure that we're able to take advantage of the energy factor as we go through 60 minutes. You can't do that if you don't get going from the start.
That's the goal. Sharp play out of the break. Great stuff from head coach Dave Axtell as he joined Everett Fitzhugh. We'll come back in a bit with the lineups as we get set for the Kraken and Calgary Flames here. First game out of the holiday break from Pleage Arena. And you're listening to Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM and the Kraken Audio Network.
One of America's all-time living legends. Live in concert. Paul Anka. Saturday, February 25th at 8 p.m. Muckleshoot Casino Event Center.
Put your
Paul Anka.
My show.
With greatest hits his way. Tickets on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com. Don't miss Paul Anka live in concert.
At Chevy, the holidays mean doing things you love to do with friends and family. To make new memories on the trails in a Silverado 1500. Share new moments with old friends in the Chevy Blazer. And to take the family new places in the Chevy Equinox. Chevy makes it easier to make the most of your time with the people who matter most. Head into your local Chevy dealer first to find your red tag and find your deal. Where you go from there is up to you. See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
Get the official NHL app to watch, read, and listen to all the deeks.
All I can say is absolutely wow.
All the sauce. All the saves.
Stop from Vasilevsky.
All the hits. All the snipes. All the sellies.
He scores! Unbelievable!
All the hockey. If it's hockey, it's here. Listen to every NHL game for free, now with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Download the official NHL app now.
Hit the highway and drive to Swinomish Casino and Lodge this December for Rev into Riches. Earn 250 points playing your favorite slots and table games to receive one entry. Then stop by on Sundays in December from 4 to 8 p.m. for the chance to win up to $5,000 in cash. One lucky winner will cruise off on New Year's Eve as the proud owner of a brand new Toyota Tundra Hybrid. Visit SwinomishCasinoandLodge.com for details. That's SwinomishCasinoandLodge.com.
This is Jared McCann. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
Mike Benton with you again back at Pleage Arena and by the Coors Light Landing in Section 20. Opening puck drop about 8 minutes away here for the Kraken and Calgary Flames, second meeting of this season. Time now for our starting lineups, brought to you by Virginia Mason Francis Can Help, caring for the Seattle Kraken and our community. Make a play for your health and perform at your best this season. For the Kraken and head coach Dave Axtell, Philip Grubauer going to get the start in net this season so far, 3-5-1 in 11 games. On defense, Vince Dunn and Adam Larson. Up front to begin, Jaden Schwartz, Alex Swedenberg in the middle, Andrei Burakovsky up on that top line. He is first on the Kraken side. with 28 points. For the Flames and head coach Daryl Sutter, Dan Vladar gets a start in net, 5-4-3 this season in 12 games. On defense, Rasmus Anderson with points in 4 straight games with Noah Hannafin. And up front, Dylan Dubé with Elias Lindholm, who's got 9 points last 6 games, and Tyler Toffoli, who leads the Flames with 14 goals this season. Referees Graham Skilleter and Reed Anderson, Julian Fournier, and Travis Garlitz are the linesmen. Hey, friends, once again, win your chance to sit in the Coors Light Silver Seats. Go to CoorsLight.com/Kraken to enter. Must be 21 years of age. No purchase necessary. Frost brewed Coors Light, made to chill. I'm Mike Benton. Enjoy the game. Kraken and Flames are coming up next. And you're listening to Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM and the Kraken Audio Network.
Legends Casino Hotel in Central Washington now offers you the chance to buffet your way with a dining selection that lets you get your sweet and savory swagger bag. From 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday, choose from the country favorite biscuits and gravy or the urban legend chicken and waffles. If that's not enough, pick your pleasure at the Omlet Bar or enjoy the simplicity of house pastries and fresh fruit. Legends Casino Hotel Weekend Buffet is a short drive away. Go to legendscasino.com for more details.
These days, seems anyone with a website can sell you a new car. But your Northwest Ford dealers know there's more to it. More service than selling. More helping hand than just handshakes. More confidence than computer clicks. And for decades, we've been a friend in the neighborhood. So whether you need help today or tomorrow, we'll be there. We're your Northwest Ford dealers. Stop by today or visit buyfordnow.com.
This is Everett Fitzhugh here on behalf of Virginia Mason Franciscan Health and Bloodworks Northwest. Like the Kraken need to score goals to win, we are in need of you to score goals for the community by being a Bloodworks Northwest donor. Local hospitals urgently need our blood and platelet donations for surgeries and traumas to support patients through life-saving cancer treatments. Your dedication and generosity as a blood donor is what makes you special. Please book your Bloodworks appointment today at bloodworksnw.org.
Welcome to Seattle Kraken Hockey, brought to you by Coors Light. Mechanical, Virginia Mason Franciscan Health, by Muckleshoot Casino, by Liuna, Nootka Marine Adventures, and by Symetra. Now, here's Everett Fitzhugh and Dave Tomlinson.
The lights are out. Philip Grubauer has led the Kraken onto the ice as they get set for meeting 2 of 3 against the Calgary Flames this season. 1 point ahead of the Flames, the Kraken, who are tied for 3rd place in the Pacific Division. He's Dave Tomlinson. I'm Everett Fitzhugh. You have been listening to the pregame show, brought to you by Coors Light. Dave, as a player for you, what was the most difficult piece about coming back from a lengthy layoff like this?
The excitement to play and want to do more things that the legs and the lungs allowed you to do. And so you have to be real simple in your first shift to kind of get your legs into the hockey game. The hands will follow after that, and then the mind seems to then help out. But if you try to do one before the other, you fall down, you run into somebody, you lose the puck. It's not a great feeling. And when these guys take 4 days away from skating, it's like they've taken a month away. So yesterday's practice for the Kraken, today's regular morning skate, they should be ready to go.
2 games against the division to exit this break, and then you have the Islanders. You're back in division with Edmonton. The Oilers in town coming up, Dave, on Friday. You never can overlook a guy like Connor McDavid, but for the Oilers, who, like the Flames, are behind Seattle, 2 big games on deck for the Kraken now.
Got to win your home games, got to win your divisional games. You can do both in the next 2, but it starts here tonight against Calgary.
Kraken 7-2-2 against the Pacific Division this season. They've already outshot their win total last year in division. We'll toss it ice level for the performance of tonight's national anthems.
Spangled Banner. Joining us tonight is a member of the United States Coast Guard who serves as the Executive Petty Officer at the Coast Guard's Puget Sound Navigation Team. Please welcome Petty Officer First Class, Andrew Uptegraft. And here to sing O Canada and the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome our anthem singer, Tommy Burton.
O Canada,
as we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, who were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Whoa, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So cool, so smooth, immensely talented Tommy Burton. The renditions of O Canada and the Star-Spangled Banner. We're back inside of Climate Pledge Arena here in the shadow of the Space Needle, downtown Seattle, Washington. The Kraken, 3-game homestand, and then they are off for 7 games in 12 days, starting in Edmonton. They'll take the full tour of Canada out east, Boston, Chicago, back for Tampa, back on the road for Edmonton, and then you've got some real tough games at home after that. So the Kraken have had an easy schedule to begin the year, Dave, and this is when everything will start to even out.
When the rubber hits the road, as they say, and so you really have to take care of your home games and teams that are close to you in the standings. That's the Calgary Flames, nipping at the heels of the Seattle Kraken. Calgary likes to come out of the gates charging. We'll see what the Kraken can answer with.
Opening face-off powered by your Western Washington Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places. Kraken in those home Navy uniforms with the icy blue letters and numbers. They'll be traveling left to right across your radio dial. Schwartz, Wenberg, Burakovsky up front, Dunn Larson, the law firm on defense, and Philip Grubauer between the pipes. Underway from Seattle. Kraken take possession of the puck off the opening faceoff. Calgary will counter with Dubé, Lindholm, Toffoli up top, Hannafin, Anderson on the blue line, and Dan Vladar between the pipes. Puck in the Kraken offensive zone. Dubé will take it there for Calgary. Here come the Flames up the right side. Dubé will flick this one in to the near corner. Toffoli in behind the net. There's Dubé, hounded by Vince Dunn. Loose puck comes to Wenberg, slides it up the far wall for Schwartz, and Seattle back out to center. Adam Larson to the near wing side. This one flipped ahead, right onto the goal as Vladar will steer that one aside. 40 seconds into period number 1, and Rasmus Anderson will take the puck back in behind the Flame net. Here comes Calgary. Up now for Kadri to the neutral zone. Huberdeau to the right wing side, and the circle spins a shot toward the net. That one kicked away by Grubauer. Played off the far wing wall and back out to center. Chris Tanev there for Calgary. Dropping back now for Huberdeau. Flames trapped in their own zone. 1:05 into the period. Mackenzie Weegar up the near board. Played off the wall by Lucic and ahead to Calgary. Now this is Nazem Kadri in. Puck was knocked away by Seattle, and Mackenzie Weegar once again will regroup in the neutral zone.
The Calgary Flames are controlling the puck and the play. A couple of shifts into this hockey game. Kraken haven't got their textbook forecheck going yet.
This one sent up the ice. Icing here waved off at the last second in the Kraken zone. On the far side, Mikhail Backlund. He'll flip that puck toward the net. Was knocked down on the way through. Near wing side, Will Borgen will flick this one out to the red line. Swatted down the ice by Bjorkstrand. In behind the net, Vladar will slow it down. And the Calgary Flames on the near side of their own zone will battle for it. Coleman, along with Bjorkstrand, the Flames force it out to center. And Ryan Donato will dump this one back in for Seattle. He'll rim it around the boards. 2 minutes into period number 1. And this one gets sent all the way back in the Kraken territory. Adam Larson up the near wall. Yanni Gord is there. He'll take it near circle. Tanev shot fanned on. It slipped off his stick. Zadorov there for Calgary to the near wing side for Lewis. Trevor Lewis at the goal line. Pushed off the puck by Tanev. He'll send behind the net for Zadorov and back out to center underneath the stick of Brett Ritchie and all the way back down in the Kraken territory.
3 points in the last 4 games for Brandon Tanev, and his brother's not out on the ice at this very moment, but he's up there trying to make some hits in the offensive zone.
Vince Dunn outlets it near side for Tanev. Toffoli strips him and sends it back into Kraken territory. 17:20 to play in the opening period. No score yet in the hockey game. Here come the Calgary Flames into the offensive zone. Seattle will knock the puck away, and they'll start back left to right. Adam Larson will drop now for Justin Schultz. He'll survey the scene, swing it up far side for Burakovsky, and back to Schultz to the near side for Larson. Seattle exits the zone. Larson to Schwartz, up ahead to the far side for Wenberg. Trying to drive it down the wall. Tanev gets in the way. Chris Tanev gets in the way. Seattle plays it on the near board. Burakovsky bumped off the puck by Weegar. Loose puck around left side. Alexander Wenberg for Seattle will tie it up against the wall. Alexiak comes down from the blue line. Will tie it up behind the net. Burakovsky up top. Schwartz's shot deflected by Dubé all the way out of play. 16:36 to go here in period 1. No score.
A couple of helpers in the last 2 games for Jaden Schwartz. He gets into a scoring situation. Top of the circle as Burakovsky finds him on the blocker side of goaltender Dan Vladar. And this isn't able to beat the goaltender at all. And the Kraken, the only team with a shot on net so far. Jared McCann out there scored the first goal of the hockey game last game. It's up to 16 on the season now. Last game being that game in Vancouver.
Offensive zone face-off for the Kraken, won by the Calgary Flames, but Seattle will keep it alive. On the right wing side of the blue line, Will Borgen, hounded by Milan Lucic. He'll spin this out to center. Matty Beniers intercepting, brings it back in, and will slide it wide of the net. Seattle in the offensive end. Calgary to the near blue line. Jordan Eberle kept it alive for the Kraken. McCann spins it toward the goal, floats onto the net, and that was knocked into the goaltender by Beniers, ultimately forced out by Calgary, and Seattle takes advantage back in their own zone. Turnover to Calgary. This is Huberdeau down to the near side corner. Lucic in the slot, and Zadorov shot. What a big save by Grubauer. A careless turnover by the Kraken. Zadorov snapping one onto the goal, and the Kraken stand tall to keep this a scoreless game.
Grubauer's first shot is a rocket from the big Russian defenseman as Borgen was trying to put the puck off the far wall. It was intercepted. Huberdeau gets his head up. It's Lucic who moves it then to the top of the circles, and Zadorov, who has 4 goals this season, had 4 all of last year. Yeah. But this thing is caught by Grubauer.
It's amazing how many players this year have already eclipsed career highs from last season, and we're only 40% of the way through the year. A lot of increased scoring around the league. Here comes Seattle back in. Larson to Donato. Sends it near corner. Comes off the wall to Yanni Gord. He'll flick one through traffic. Deflected by Donato. Kicked away by Vladar. And the Seattle Kraken not able to hold the line. Adam Larson will drop it back in his own end.
Vladar's going down before the puck even comes to him. 6'5", but the last couple of shots towards the net, he's down on his knees and splays out the legs. But boy, there's room near the ears.
Seattle in the offensive zone. Backlund flips this one all the way back down the ice on his horse. Lewis beat by Vince Dunn in the far circle of the Kraken zone. Tanev turns back up ice. Sprong catching free. Shot off the body of Vladar off his shoulder and into the corner. 2 goals last game for Daniel Sprong. He was hunting for one right there. Calgary back in. Long-range shot sent wide on the left wing. Weegar holds it in. He'll send it around the boards. Tanev plays it. Knocked down by Ruzicka. Calgary resets in the far corner. Ritchie pulls it off the wall and sends it up top to Chris Tanev. Now Weegar, a one-timer kicked away by Grubauer. Off to the near wing half wall. Ruzicka tied up against the wall. Brandon Tanev will flick it off the glass, and it rolls back into Calgary territory.
It was a great look by Tanev to find Sprong behind the defenseman. and get it right on his stick. He had all the room to come in, tried to go blocker side. Talk about getting it near the ears, but Vladar got his right arm up, the blocker up just in time.
Must have an earpiece under that helmet of his, listening to the broadcast tonight. 14-17 to play in this opening period. No score. Both sides have had some pretty good chances early on in the hockey game. Calgary back in right to left. Dubé's shot off the stick of Larson and into the near corner. Calgary resetting on the left wing side, tied up against the end wall is Elias Lindholm. Seattle will tie it up along the wall. Larson is in there, pulled off the boards, up to Burakovsky near side. Dylan Dubé forcing a turnover. Dubé left wing, sends it back in behind the net. There's Toffoli. Back to the near blue line. Hanifin shot, his turn aside, and the loose puck still in the crease, comes on the side of the net, and pulled back in by Toffoli. They score. Scramble in the goal mouth. Grubauer did all he could. No one in a blue jersey could find the puck, and Toffoli swats it home to give the Flames a 1-0 lead.
Flames leading scorer shows why, right in the blue paint digging for a puck. It was a shot that was handled by Grubauer, and as he was down and trying to cover it, a point shot is getting poked away first by Lindholm and then dragged off the body and into the blue paint and putting it in the net. As Larson loses his footing, Toffoli notches it in, and Dubé was at the front of the net as well, poking as Grubauer just couldn't get his glove on top of it. 1-0 Calgary.
And the Kraken coaching staff taking a very lengthy look at this on the bench to see if there was goaltender interference. There was not. They are unhappy with the goal, but they will not challenge. 1-0 Calgary.
Talk about a team that plays to its strengths. The Flames with 40 first period goals, and they add another one.
Here come the Flames back in. Kadri bouncing one toward the net. Lucic swats at it, but it ends up in the glove of Grubauer. We'll toss it aside for a timeout. 13:26 to go in the opening period. 1-0 Flames. You're listening to Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
SiriusXM presents the top interviews of 2022.
I'm Julia Cunningham.
And I'm Jess Cagle.
We're playing the best of the best from the Jess Cagle Show with Julia Cunningham.
Idris Elba.
It's great to be here. To interviews from Andy Cohen on Radio Andy.
I just got a big hug from John Mayer. How are you?
To our SiriusXM comedy channels.
Ricky Gervais.
I can't believe I didn't know you were in a band.
Because we didn't make it. And more.
Matthew Perry.
The book is really, really moving.
Oh, thank you very much. The top interviews of 2022 on SiriusXM Channel 109 and on the SXM app.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio is 24/7 hockey talk.
What a save!
With insider analysis and all the breaking news.
This just in, a trade in the NHL.
And the biggest games of the night.
Down low and a chance on the back door. Ovechkin scores!
Here comes McDavid. Backhand. Number 99, Wayne Gretzky, is on the line with us.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on demand with the SXM app.
This is SiriusXM Radio. SiriusXM Radio.
SiriusXM Radio. You're listening to SiriusXM. SiriusXM Radio.
This is Yanni Gord, center for the Seattle Kraken. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR FM.
13:26 to go in the first. 1-0 Calgary has the lead. Back alongside Dave Tomlinson. Everett Fitzy with you. Scramble out in front, Dave, and Kraken get burned by the Flames. Pun very much intended.
Well, we talked about how the Flames throw pucks towards the net to battle there, and one of my keys to the game was be first to rebound. Yep. Well, it was Toffoli who was just that, and his battle level was better than Adam Larson, and he's up to 15 on the season. 1-0 for the Calgary Flames.
Face off in the Kraken defensive zone. Matty Beniers stands in across from Nazem Kadri. He'll left wing circle. Beniers comes set. Kadri down as well. Puck one to the near wall. Kraken pick it up. Justin Schultz will airmail this out to the neutral zone. Gobbled up by Beniers on the right wing side. He'll take it toward the near corner. Then McCann. A cross check to the face by Weegar. Puck comes out in front. Eberle. And that one onto the goal and caught by Vladar. But a penalty coming to the Calgary Flames. So Seattle on the game's first power play. Here's the call. So roughing on Mackenzie Weegar. 13-12 to go. Kraken power play presented by Muckleshoot Casino, the biggest and best in the Northwest.
Nice scoring chance for Jordan Eberle, but when Beniers entered the zone, he got hit by Kadri a little bit late, and when McCann went to find the puck, he got hit up high, hence the penalty to Weegar. Kraken on the power play, see if they could produce something here to equal the score.
13-12 to play in the period. Face-off, one back by Seattle. Burakovsky, left wing side for Dunn. He'll send it back around the boards. Burakovsky, right side half wall. Ties the puck up with Dylan Dubé. Zadorov slaps it up toward the blue line. And Backlund will send it back into Kraken territory. Jordan Eberle chased all the way behind his own net by Lindholm. Up to the near wing side. Jaden Schwartz gets it out. Here comes Jared McCann. Pulls it in onside. McCann, right wing circle. Forced off the puck by Zadorov, who skips the stone 200 feet.
Zadorov in the size at 6'6", but he was able to poke that puck off the toe as McCann was setting up to pass it to the trailer coming into the zone.
1:20 left here in the power play for Seattle. Eberle weaves his way in. Puck stolen by Calgary and bounced back into the neutral zone. Burakovsky will wide turn at the blue line of the Kraken end and leave it now for Schwartz. Jaden Schwartz up to the far wing side, back in for McCann. McCann pushed off the puck. Blake Coleman there, and this one sent up the ice. Mackenzie Weegar having a seat in the Coors Light Chill Zone. You too, Kraken fans, can find your chill. Simply download the Drizzly app and get frost brewed Coors Light delivered within 60 minutes. Use code CHILLZONE and save $5. Coors Light, made to chill.
If you haven't played for a couple of days, it's typically the special teams that fall off, especially the power play where you need to be precise.
Kraken back in. Sprong, far side, hounded by Dubé to the blue line. Bjorkstrand to Schultz, left wing side. Back to Sprong, tried to zip it across to Beniers. Threw it right to Dubé, and back in come the Flames. Mangiapane down the right side as his shot around Schultz will sail wide. 24 to go on the Kraken power play. Seattle back in. Bjorkstrand left the puck at the blue line, and the Kraken have to regroup. Now Mangiapane forcing a turnover. Schultz breaks his stick. Mangiapane slides it onto the net, and that one covered up and held by Philip Grubauer.
Drop pass almost ends up in the back of the net for the Kraken. Schultz, the puck was back into his feet, and when he tried to extricate it, he broke his stick. So an up-ice chance right towards the front of the net, but Grubauer gets down early, gets his stick on the ice, the paddle of the blade, so there's no 5-hole. And Mangiapane can't finish the backhand deke.
Grubauer having a lengthy discussion with the referee following that play.
Yeah, Grubauer he played the puck, but the referee has said he had already blown play dead.
Kraken here in the defensive zone, win the faceoff. Brandon Tanev will lead the charge out to center. Into the offensive zone, he'll lose his footing. Donato up top. Vince Dunn, bouncing shot will sail wide of the crease as Calgary returns to full strength. This one gets sent up the ice. Icing called here on the Flames. 11:05 to go here in the opening 20. 1-0 Calgary.
Zadorov, the defenseman for the Flames, has to be careful. He was into the ear of the referee, Reed Anderson, thinking it wasn't icing, but when Weegar came out of the penalty box, he deflected it on his own side of center ice, hence the puck going down for icing.
Yanni Gourde comes in for the face-off. Left wing circle in the Kraken zone. Gourde comes in a bit too early, so they'll wave him out. Ryan Donato will take the draw now for Seattle. Trevor Lewis across, or Elias Lindholm rather, across from Donato. Puck won back by Seattle as Tanev will throw it to the near corner. Brandon Tanev on the right side, half wall, battling for the puck, sent up top to Larson. His shot blocked on the way through, picked up Donato, turning and firing near circle. That one will sail wide. Ruzicka out to center for Toffoli at the red line as he'll flip this one up the ice. Vince Dunn back in behind the Kraken goal will set up the breakout as both teams fresh off of line changes. 10:35 to go in the first period. 1-0 Flames. They lead 6-5 on the shot clock as well. Puck back into the Kraken offensive end. Jaden Schwartz playing it toward the blue line. Nazem Kadri will intercept the puck there and turn back up ice for Calgary. Kadri into the offensive zone, far circle, slides it wide of the net, backhands it around the boards for Hanifin, pinching down the wing. Lucic to the far side. Rasmus Andersson fans on the shot. Calgary resets up to the blue line, but a nice job by Wenberg to poke it free, and Hanifin back to gather for Calgary. Hanifin turns it over to Burakovsky to the high slot. Schultz shoots that one into the chest of Dan Vladar. He bobbled it and was able to follow it all the way into the glove and hold on for the whistle. 9:57 to go in the first. 1-0 Flames. You're listening to Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
This is Everett Fitzhugh here on behalf of Virginia Mason Franciscan Health and Bloodworks Northwest. Like the Kraken need to score goals to win, we are in need of you to score goals for the community by being a Bloodworks Northwest donor. Local hospitals urgently need our blood and platelet donations for surgeries and traumas to support patients through life-saving cancer treatments. Your dedication and generosity as a blood donor is what makes you special. Please book your Bloodworks appointment today at bloodworksnw.org.
At Symetra Life Insurance Company, we're big fans of the home team, as in the team you have at home. The loved ones who always have your back through the wins, the losses, and our favorite, the comebacks. So when it comes to helping protect your future, we can be your teammate for whatever lies ahead. Symetra. Retirement? Symetra Life Insurance is the official life insurance partner of the Seattle Kraken.
At BMW Seattle, we know there is only one thing better than a pre-owned BMW, and that's a certified pre-owned BMW. You can be confident knowing every certified pre-owned BMW is thoroughly inspected and comes with an extended factory protection plan, BMW roadside assistance, and so much more. Our professional and knowledgeable sales advisors can help you choose from our great selection of certified pre-owned BMWs. Dozens are in stock now, including electric models. Only at BMW Seattle. Go to bmwseattle.com. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. See dealer for complete BMW certified limited protection plan details.
This is Jaden Schwartz. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
The Seattle Kraken are hosting their second annual Super Skills Showcase. Come watch the team put their skills on display January 22nd right here at Climate Pledge Arena. Tickets are only $15 and the proceeds benefit the One Roof Foundation. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. 9:57 left in the first. 1-0. Calgary has the lead.
We're going to have a broadcaster's challenge in the skills event. You and me against JT and John Forsland.
I would love that. I would very much enjoy that. Kraken, offensive zone face-off. They win it. Schultz down the right wing side. McCann toward the net. Tipped on goal by Beniers. And that one stood up and caught by Dan Vladar.
Last season, Matty Beniers got his first ever NHL point in his first game. That was a game in Calgary, assisting on a Ryan Donato goal. And the next game, Beniers got his first ever NHL goal in this building against the New Jersey Devils.
Tell you what, man, Matty Beniers, what more can you say about his progression through his first now 43 NHL games? Here's McCann as he'll send it out front, knocked down. Schultz up top toward the net, kicked away by Vladar. That shot coming from the right wing blue line. Calgary's Chris Tanev to the far side. Huberdeau out to Kadri. He'll pick up some speed down the wing. Kadri to the slot. Hanifin backhand toward the net. Lucic was out in front, and Seattle knocks the puck away. This one gets sent up ice. Icing here waved off. Chris Tanev back now for Calgary. He'll start the breakout right to left. Tanev to the blue line, up now for Kadri, far side, Mangiapane, a backhand high over top of the net. Lively rebound, picked up by Sprong, out to Geeky, looking for Brandon Tanev, and the Calgary Flames will break up that play. 9 minutes to go in the first period, 1-0 Calgary. Andrew Mangiapane turns the puck over at the red line. That was Tanev, Brandon Tanev there for Seattle. Brandon Tanev gets it back. He'll drop now for Larson. Larson slides it up the ice. Calgary knocks it down. Mangiapane shouldered hard at the red line by Geeky. Flames pick up the puck. Backlund up top. Long shot off the stick of Stone. That'll sail wide of the net. Lively rebound off the boards and back down in behind Dan Vladar.
Stone can really shoot the puck one-timer. This one, though, is forced out of the zone. Now the Flames dump it back in.
Zadorov to the far corner. Puck in behind the Kraken goal. Brett Ritchie to the near side. Sends it up top. Hanifin bobbles the puck at the left wing blue line. And Bjorkstrand will chase him all the way back to the neutral zone. Bjorkstrand battling with Yanni Gord. Gets the puck in for Seattle. Gord will chase after it near corner. Takes a shoulder against Ritchie, and Anderson sends it up the wall. Calgary will start back up ice. Into the offensive zone, Brett Ritchie down the left wing side. Puck in behind the net. Seattle will tie it up. There's Gord. Swats it right side, picked up by Anderson, and got back around to the near boards for Hanifin. He'll drive down the wall, throw it behind the net. There's Lewis. One hands it up the wing, far side. Yanni Gord knocks it down. He'll drop it for Carson Soucy. Across to Will Borgen. Now Seattle breaks it free. Morgan from the blue line, send it around the boards. Burakovsky will knock it down on the left side. 7.5 to go here in this first period. 1-0 Calgary. Shots are tied at 9 apiece. Burakovsky to the neutral zone, looking for Alexiak. Instead, Toffoli knocks him off the puck. Tyler Toffoli, the lone goal in the game so far for Calgary. Dubé back in behind the Kraken goal line. Far corner for Schwartz, who zips it out to Wenberg, and ahead now Burakovsky on the right wing side. Andre Burakovsky near side for Jaden Schwartz. A stiff backhand on net, and that one's shouldered down by Vladar.
Vladar was down, but he wedged himself against the glove side post, and there was really no room for that puck to get by him. But nice look by Burakovsky, a stop up at the hash marks, and sees Schwartz come in with speed.
From the red line, Calgary dumps it in before turning off for a line change. Seattle sets up the breakout behind their own net. Zadorov intercepting the puck at the red line will send it in, but Lucic was offside, so the Flames need to tag up. 6:35 to go in this first period. 1-0 Flames have the lead. Calgary couldn't hold on to the puck. Jordan Eberle down the left wing side. Zadorov pushing him off the disc. McCann up top. Vince Dunn shooting, turned off the end of the net, or the backboard rather, and Eberle had a shot, couldn't put it home. McCann's second opportunity off the side of the cage as well. Seattle toward the blue line. Eberle looking for Larson. It deflects off of Huberdeau and sails all the way back down in the Kraken territory. Vince Dunn picks up the puck, slings it out to center. Morgan Geekie, big hit taken by Lucic. Daniel Sprong down the near side, looks for Brandon Tanev. The puck back in behind the Calgary net, up toward the blue line ultimately, where the Flames will take over. And Calgary back out the center. Mangiapane a step and a half ahead of the play, and this will be blown dead offside. 5:52 to play here in this first period. We'll head to our final timeout of the opening period. 1-0 Flames. You're listening to Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
Seattle Kraken fans, make sure you're saving with free checking from WaFd Bank and pick up the exclusive Kraken debit card. WaFd Bank has been scoring for homeowners and businesses since 1917, and now with more than 200 branches in 8 states to serve you. Save more and spend smarter this season. Learn more or open an account today at wafdbank.com. WaFd Bank, exclusive bank of the Seattle Kraken. Awarded Best Bank 5 years in a row. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Free checking requires $25 to open. Overdraft and return fees may apply.
Hit the highway and drive to Swinomish Casino and Lodge this December for Rev into Riches. Earn 250 points playing your favorite slots and table games to receive 1 entry. Then stop by on Sundays in December from 4 to 8 p.m. for the chance to win up to $5,000 in cash. One lucky winner will cruise off on New Year's Eve as the proud owner of a brand new Toyota Tundra Hybrid. Visit SwinomishCasinoandLodge.com for details. That's SwinomishCasinoandLodge.com.
The Laborers International Union of North America's Training and Education Fund is an integral part of the Laborers International Union of North America. The Laborers Training develops curriculum, certified instructors, and supports a network of over 70 affiliated training centers throughout the U.S. and Canada. Training programs provide union members with unique opportunities to give a competitive edge in the construction industry. This fun fact sponsored by the Laborers, the official union partner of the Seattle Kraken. Start your career. Text JOBS to 81411.
This is Jamie Alexiak. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
5:52 until the break. The Calgary Flames have a 1-0 lead. Back alongside Dave Tomlinson, Everett Fitzhugh with you, and the Kraken getting some good chances here in this first, Dave.
They certainly have been able to move the puck up the ice. They have one forward who'll hang near the far blue line, and a stretch pass to him, he'll bump it to another forward with speed. So they're coming into the zone in a wave, but they haven't quite solved Vladar. He stopped all 11 so far. 9 shots for Calgary with their 1-0 lead.
Wenberg waved out of the neutral zone face-off dot. Jaden Schwartz comes in. Face-off won here by the Calgary Flames and sent back in by Rasmus Anderson down the right wing side. Bill Borgen punching it back toward the corner. Brett Ritchie there for Calgary. Rims it around the boards. Burakovsky will beat Hanifin, but it's saved up top by Ruzicka. He'll chip it off the end boards, and the Kraken will slide this out to the neutral zone. Hanifin near side of the neutral zone on against the wall as he'll play the puck back into his own end. Burakovsky couldn't hang on to it, and Trevor Lewis will slide this one off the near wall and back down into Kraken territory. Seattle starts back up the ice. 5 1/4 left in the first period. 1-0 Flames on top. Kraken tie it up in the near circle. Burakovsky picks it off to out of the pile. Wenberg up top. Schultz's shot knocked down on the way through by Hannafin. Played off the far wing side into Foley. Now for Dubé. He'll drop it back behind him for Chris Tanev. And the Calgary Flames will slow things down. Tanev up ice. Deflected ahead by Toffoli. Into the near corner. Lindholm and Schultz go careening against the end wall. Puck comes off the boards. Dubé to the near blue line. Zadorov battling Bjorkstrand for it. Seattle works it free. Here's Ryan Donato. Now for Yanni Gord, left wing, as he'll flip the puck, bouncing to the near corner of the Calgary zone. Seattle toward the near blue line. Gord kept it in down low. Overtaken by Jonathan Huberdeau. Up now for Dylan Dubé. He'll slide across, and out come the Calgary Flames. This is Stone, a long-range shot from the right wing red line, forced away by Philip Grubauer.
Trying to catch Grubauer off guard and thinking maybe it was going to be a wraparound around the boards, and Grubauer stood his ground, blockered it away.
Kadri back in for Calgary, toward the blue line, stolen away by Yanni Gord, but a penalty called here on Seattle. It was going to be Gord on Vladar from the Kraken blue line, but they blew the play dead.
Seattle penalty number 37, minor penalty, hooking.
Yeah, Gord got the hook in to create that loose puck at his own blue line, and he would have been from the red line in, a breakaway against Vladar, as Kadri cut to his forehand after entering the Kraken zone. Now it'll be a Kraken penalty kill.
4:05 left in the first. Calgary already on top 1-0. Big kill for Seattle. They would love to keep this a 1-0 score over the next 2 minutes. Calgary last night 0 for 1 on the power play. Anderson up top, near side Huberdeau. Looking back for Anderson, stolen by Geekie. 2-on-1 forthcoming. Geekie down the right wing side, looking for Tanev in front, and the puck zips over top of his tape, and the Calgary Flames back the other way. Kadri to Foley. He'll drop it off to Rasmus Anderson near side, down the wall for Huberdeau, and back up to Anderson. Rink wide across, picked up at the far circle. Anderson will get it back on that right wing side as he'll tiptoe the blue line. Center point, drops it off far wing side. This is Dubé as he'll punch it down below the goal line. Here's Huberdeau in behind the net for Kadri. That one gets intercepted, and Brandon Tanev will send this one up the ice.
Well, that 2-on-1 with Geekie, it was a really hard pass across to Tanev, and it's kind of skipped past his stick.
Calgary starts to break out from behind their own net. 3 minutes to go here in the period. 1 minute left on the Kraken penalty kill. Dylan Dubé near corner. Ruzicka rims it around the boards. Caught by Backlund. Up to the blue line, ultimately now for Ruzicka. He'll zip it off the far boards, and Hannafin has to regather in the neutral zone. Here's Hannafin. Up now as the Calgary Flames turn back in. Mangiapane down the right side for Michael Backlund. Backlund into the circle. Mangiapane up top, near side for Ruzicka. On the left wing at the face-off top, drops it up top. Hannafin shot knocked away by Grubauer. Ruzicka left side, up to Hannafin. He'll swing it across to Backlund for a shot on goal. Turned aside, the rebound. Mangiapane forced wide of the net. 19 to go on the Kraken penalty kill. Ruzicka, left wing side, angles it off the end boards. Backlund there for Calgary. He'll zip it down low to the corner. Dubé forced off the puck by Carson Soucy. Backlund will take it on the goal line. In behind for Dubé. Backhand saucer Ruzicka. Up top to Hannafin. Now back to Dubé for a shot turned away. Mangiapane missing on the rebound. The penalty is over, and Wenberg picks up the puck in behind the Kraken goal.
You can credit Grubauer there in the first power play for the Flames. Middle of that first period, they got no shots. And in this last power play, got 3 right in front, and Grubauer stayed big for all of them.
1:45 to play in the period. Seattle forced back into their own zone. Vince Dunn up the far boards for Donato. Now back for Adam Larson. Seattle back into the offensive zone. Larson trying to split the defense, but Chris Tanev picks off the puck for Calgary. Seattle works it free. Larson turns and fires just wide of the net. That shot coming from above the top of the right circle. Kraken keep it. Here's Eberle in behind the goal. Looking out in front, rolling toward the net. Donato scores! Kraken tie the game 1-1. 1:15 to go here in the period.
Way to keep trying. Ryan, right to the front of the net. Got a feet below the goal line on the blocker's side from Jordan Eberle, and found his own rebound against Vladar, and right past the ears and into the net. Donato with his 8th of the season. And the Kraken tied the score late first.
5th goal in his last 6 games. He had a 4-game goal streak snapped last time out against the Vancouver Canucks. And Ryan Donato gets back on the score sheet to tie this one up late in the first.
He's got such good hands near the front of the net. They're quick hands. You know, if a shot goes off the goalie, he's still ready to take another one, and that's how he got his own rebound. Vladar stayed down, and this one went up over the glove shoulder.
Now Calgary on the offensive attack. Right side, Lucic dropping behind him for Rasmus Andersson. Couldn't pick up the puck. Seattle back out to center. Yanni Gourde down the right side, a broken 3-on-3. Gourde near circle. Puck couldn't be played out toward the net as Zadorov catching up with him. 45 to go in the period. Schwartz toward the goal off of a Calgary foot in front, and Vladar will steer that aside.
Alexiak went to the front of the net from the blue line. He turned away thinking no play was there. If he had stayed there, the puck would have been right on his stick.
Kadri left side, zips it across the ice, ends up top. Huberdeau gets it off the end boards, and a nice move, but he punched it wide through the goal mouth.
He was going behind the net on the blocker side, and he had to kind of take the puck and put it between his legs towards the blocker side of Grubauer, and it slipped past the front of the net.
16 seconds to go. Chris Tanev up for Calgary, now to Foley. Sends it in, glove down by Will Borgen. And the Kraken from the red line will flick this one ahead. Vladar comes out to play it. He'll zing it around the boards, and that'll do it for period number 1. Ryan Donato, his 8th of the season. 5th goal in his last 6 games, has tied the game up at a goal apiece. Lots of action. Dave, 14-14. Shots are tied. Both teams exchanging quality grade A scoring chances.
Well, you go down 1-0, and then you allow the opposition a couple of power plays. You're looking for a spark, anything, and Donato has been that and more this season and in this first period as the Kraken tie Calgary in shots. The score is tied. This game could go any which way, but Donato's on the board.
Shots on goal recap brought to you by Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. Stop freaking and call Beacon at 1-800-FREAKIN. Mike Benton standing by at Section 20, the Coors Light Landing here in Climate Pledge Arena for your first period intermission report. 1-1 through 20. You're listening to Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
These days, seems anyone with a website can sell you a new car. But your Northwest Ford dealers know there's more to it. More service than selling. More helping hand than just handshakes. More confidence than computer clicks. And for decades, we've been a friend in the neighborhood. So whether you need help today or tomorrow, we'll be there. We're your Northwest Ford dealers. Stop by today or visit buyfordnow.com.
Spice up the winter and step into the dark with the Kraken rum. Distinctively dark and delicious Caribbean black spiced rum, mixed in the depths and stained by the ink of the legendary Kraken. Bring home the beast this holiday season with the Kraken Eggnog, perfectly naughty and nice. Dive into holiday cocktail recipes at KrakenRum.com.
Kraken Rum Company, Jersey City, New Jersey. Like the deepest sea, the Kraken should be treated with great respect and responsibility. Must be 21 or older.
At Chevy, the holidays mean doing things you love to do with friends and family. To make new memories on the trails in a Silverado 1500. Share new moments with old friends in the Chevy Blazer. And to take the family new places in the Chevy Equinox. Chevy makes it easier to make the most of your time with the people who matter most. Head into your local Chevy dealer first to find your red tag and find your deal. Where you go from there is up to you. See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
Seattle Kraken fans, make sure you're saving with free checking from WaFd Bank and pick up the exclusive Kraken debit card. WaFd Bank has been scoring for homeowners and businesses since 1917, and now with more than 200 branches in 8 states to serve you. Save more and spend smarter this season. Learn more or open an account today at wafdbank.com. WaFd Bank, exclusive bank of the Seattle Kraken. Awarded Best Bank 5 years in a row. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Free checking requires $25 to open. Overdraft and return fees may apply.
It's first intermission of Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network. Powered by First Tech Federal Credit Union. Your financial partner for life. First Tech. Invest in you. Now, here's Mike Benton.
Check out the new features in the Seattle Kraken app. The updated app includes a redesigned home screen with live stats and highlights, so don't miss improved player profiles, Ticketmaster integration, and more. If you're coming to a game, listen live, KJR radio broadcast, no delay. And don't forget your headphones. Get the Kraken app in your preferred app store. Mike Benton with you again by the Coors Light Landing in Section 20. Let's pause 10 seconds for a station ID. And this is the Kraken Audio Network. We've learned the Kraken with not too bad of a start coming out of the holiday break. How can they build? It's tied at 1. Kraken and the Flames after one period. 8-2-2, the Kraken record this season at this kind of benchmark, tied after 20 minutes. More to come, including our highlights, look at the scoreboard, and meet the Kraken, brought to you by Seatown Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Our conversation with the newest here to the Kraken roster and Ellie Tolvanen coming up here in the intermission. Time now for our scoring recap, brought to you by Primera Blue Cross. For more than 85 years, Primera Blue Cross has served its members with one mission: to improve customers' lives by making health care work better. On or off the ice, Primera is always in your corner all season long. Primera Blue Cross, proud sponsor and official health plan of the Seattle Kraken. Well, early on, no surprise, the Flames, extra jump, and Philip Grubauer with a big save early. Another trip down the ice for Calgary. Now with this battle at the net turnout.
Dubé left wing, sends it back in behind the net. There's Toffoli. Back to the near blue line. Hannafin's shot, his turn aside, and the loose puck still in the crease, comes on the side of the net, and pulled back in by Toffoli. They score. Scramble in the goal mouth. Grubauer did all he could. No one in a blue jersey could find the puck, and Toffoli swats it home to give the Flames a 1-0 lead.
Tyler Toffoli, his team-leading 15th goal of the season for Calgary, 6 minutes and 22 seconds into period one, made it 1-0. Dylan Dubé, Noah Hannafin with the assist. After a big penalty kill, the Kraken unleash a big response.
Kraken keep it. Here's Eberle in behind the goal, looking out in front, rolling toward the net. Donato scores! Number 9 is looking mighty fine. The Kraken tie the game 1-1. 1:15 to go here in the period.
Way to keep trying. Ryan, right to the front of the net. Got a feet below the goal line on the blocker's side from Jordan Eberle and found his own rebound against Vladar and right past the ears and into the net.
So a big goal for the Kraken late in period one. Ryan Donato tying things up at 18:45. 8th goal of the season, his 5th in the last 6 games. Jordan Eberle, Adam Larson with the assist to make it a 1-1 tie. That's where we stand at the end of one period. Both teams 0 of 1 on the power play. The shots even at 14 apiece. We'll come back in a bit and hear more with Ellie Tolvanen. And this is Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM and the Kraken Audio Network.
Hear every NFL game on Sirius XM.
That's getting something going.
It's easy to find all the Sunday afternoon action on your radio. The home teams air on channels 225 through 234.
Touchdown! Patrick Mahomes with Mahomes magic.
And away teams on channels 380 through 392.
Touchdown Buffalo! Josh Allen, what a play!
Take your hometown announcers anywhere. Just search for your team on the SXM app. Go to SiriusXM.com/NFL schedule for game times and channel listings.
I can't believe it!
Tom Money here from SiriusXM FC, and if you love soccer and you love banter, you need to check out Grumpy Pundits.
I accept your opinion, even though it's wrong.
We have a pair of legends in Rodney Marsh and Tommy Smith.
Did you ever hear such bull in your life?
And the three of us wind each other up whilst debating the biggest stories from the Premier League and beyond.
You're getting so grumpy.
Did you ever hear the name of this show?
Grumpy Pundits, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
The biggest names in comedy. Check out Just for Laughs Canada on SiriusXM.
My dad, this guy's a lunatic. He ate a fortune cookie with a fortune in it. That's another level of psycho, man. My niece, 11, Layla, witnessed that. Blew her mind. Called me, said the story twice. I go, you already told me this. She goes, yeah, but are you not listening?
Bringing you Canada's best. Just for Laughs Canada on SiriusXM Channel 168.
Don't miss a moment of NHL Network Radio with the SiriusXM app. Like the NHL Morning Skate in 60 and the Discussion Room. Missed a show or interview? We have you covered. Just search NHL Interviews. Don't forget the incredible play-by-play.
Fire the puck! Score!
The best hockey talk, opinion, and analysis, period. NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Across from the goal line, they score!
This is Shane Wright, centerman for the Seattle Kraken. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KGR FM.
Once again, our first intermission is powered by First Tech Federal Credit Union, your financial partner for life. First Tech, invest in you. Mike Benton with you. Toffoli for the Flames, Donato for the Kraken. Those are the goal scorers here. Kraken and Calgary tied at 1 after 1 period. And that brings us to Meet the Kraken, brought to you by Seatown Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air, Washington's preferred choice for electrical, HVAC, and plumbing needs. So sometimes a new beginning is all you need to jumpstart the next phase of your career. The Kraken got Eli Tolvanen off waivers from Nashville, and now he's looking for the next big moment of his career with the Kraken. Here's our chat with Tolvanen from the Kraken dressing room.
When you came here, you said it was just one suitcase, but yet you can't fit everything in there. How much can you pack for one trip here?
Yeah, no, it wasn't definitely not. It was a couple suits, a couple jeans, and then, of course, a couple jackets. The weather's been a little different here in Nashville, but luckily my girlfriend just got here and brought a couple more suitcases of some of my stuff, so that was nice. But yeah, definitely can't fit a lot on the one suitcase. There was a lot of shopping in the first couple days here.
What's the biggest difference with adjusting to the culture and the climate from Nashville now to a different place here like Seattle?
You know, being from Finland, I feel like it's pretty similar to Finland. Like, it's raining a lot, and it's dark during the winters, and it's beautiful during the summer. So I feel like I'm growing up in Finland, like, kind of got used to it. But of course, in Nashville, it's always sunny, great weather, a little warmer than here. But I kind of like it here too, and I don't mind the weather. I don't mind the cold weather as well.
How far removed from your days in Nashville are you to understand what parts of 5 seasons meant there for you?
Being there a couple different seasons, it's been great season, not as good season. So definitely learned a lot, and having a new start. I feel like that's what I need right now. New faces, new team, new organization. I feel like that was a step I kind of needed. Get somewhere else and start from the kind of clean table. So I feel like I'm really excited about that.
You thought about what that first game back there down the road is going to be like?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be emotional. Different. Been there 4 or 5 years, and a lot of Finnish guys there, a lot of good friends of mine, and a lot of guys I played minors with a couple of years, and then all up in Nashville. But kind of waiting for it. Of course, it's a special place for me. It's a special city. But when you're helping the ice, there's going to be enemies, and they're not going to be my friends. But yeah, definitely going to looking forward to it.
Why is culture so important for the success of a dressing room, and how much of it have you seen around here already?
Oh, it's huge. I felt like I was welcomed on the first day, and it's a big thing that everybody enjoys, being around the locker room and being on the rink, and enjoy being around the guys. I feel like the trust and all the chemistry comes from the locker room, and should have fun, and I feel like it should be the place that everybody can be comfortable, and I feel like if you're comfortable around the guys, and you're going to be comfortable on the ice. So I feel like that's huge, and just being here for a week now, I feel like it's a lot of different type of players, but I feel like the group is really tight, and it was really easy to come in.
Looking to make his mark when his number is called. Eli Tolvanen joining us, and more of that conversation coming soon. Podcasted on the Kraken Audio Network via the iHeart Radio app. After 1 period, Kraken 1, Flames 1. The scoreboard's next. You're listening to Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM and the Kraken Audio Network.
Hi, it's Mike Holmgren from my friends at Toyota of Kirkland. If you're looking for a Toyota certified used vehicle, stop in and see the championship team at Toyota of Kirkland today. You'll find a huge selection of Toyota certified vehicles with something for everyone and every budget. Plus, they'll pay you top dollar for your trade-in. Toyota of Kirkland does all the little things that exceed your expectations, and that's what makes Toyota of Kirkland so special. Go and experience Toyota of Kirkland in person or shop online at toyotaofkirkland.com.
Process. It's a small word with big implications, because whatever an idea may start, a process gets done. It's how Big Talk drives concrete action, and people achieve the best work of their careers. At Smartsheet, we're in the process business, the go-to for managers who love a great process, pulling in just the right combination of data, tools, and people from across the company to make it happen. One platform, every project, any scale. It doesn't get any bigger than that. Smartsheet. Power your process.
When the hot water needs to be hot, when the drain needs to drain, when the toilet needs to flush, you need to do two things. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. On call and there when you need them most. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net. Is your furnace ready to handle another Pacific Northwest winter? Before the cold weather hits and you start freaking, call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical won't leave you out in the cold. They're on call 24/7. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Nootka Marine Adventures has 3 fishing resorts off the west coast of Canada's Vancouver Island that provide the perfect setting for your client incentive trips and corporate retreats. This is Dave Tomlinson with the Seattle Kraken Audio Network. Speaking from experience, you're a short trip away from learning to fish, building relationships, and winning over clients. Plus, they will help with the planning. Go to NOOTKA marineadventures.com. That's Nootka, NOOTKA marineadventures.com.
This is Jordan Eberle. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
Mike Benton with you back at Climate Pledge Arena. Kraken 1, Flames 1, our score at the end of one period of play. And time now for a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Legends Casino Hotel. Legends Casino Hotel, because you're within winning distance and fun is how we roll. Relatively light night right now in the NHL. One other game still going at this point. That's the Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. And right now the Kraken getting some help. The Ducks on top 2-1 early in the second period. Adam Henrique with a pair of goals out at Honda Center. Everything else has gone final. The Bruins a 3-1 win at New Jersey. Patrice Bergeron broke a tie game with a winner. 4:09 left in regulation. The Red Wings down 4-0 came back and rallied to beat the Penguins 5-4 in sudden death overtime. Jake Wallman, the OT winner, 2:13 in. Tampa Bay 4-1 win over Montreal to round out things in the NHL. AHL Coachella Valley trailing Ontario 4-2 early in the second period at Acrisure Arena. ECHL Kansas City shut out 2-0 final to the ND Fuel. And locally in WHL action, Seattle 3-3 tie at Spokane in the second. Tri-City a 2-1 lead at Portland in the second period as well. Once again, our first intermission is powered by First Tech Federal Credit Union, your financial partner for life. First Tech, invest in you. Kraken and the Flames all tied at 1 second period. Next with Everett and Dave. And you're listening to Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJRFN and the Kraken Audio Network.
Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's closest sportsbook, is your play for a true in-game betting experience. Download the Snoqualmie Casino Sportsbook app, create an account, and get in on the action while watching your favorite games at Snoqualmie Casino. Details at snocasino.com.
Process. It's a small word with big implications, because whatever an idea may start, the process gets done. It's how Big Talk drives concrete action and people achieve the best work of their careers. At Smartsheet, we're in the process business, the go-to for managers who love a great process, pulling in just the right combination of data, tools, and people from across the company to make it happen. One platform, every project, any scale. It doesn't get any bigger than that. Smartsheet, power your process.
NHLShop.com, the official online store of the National Hockey League, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NHL fan gear, with unique one-of-a-kind designs by Fanatics, Adidas, and all the latest styles for every NHL team. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. NHLShop.com, a Fanatics experience.
Hi, it's Mike Holmgren from my friends at Toyota of Kirkland. If you're looking for a Toyota certified used vehicle, stop in and see the championship team at Toyota of Kirkland today. You'll find a huge selection of Toyota certified vehicles with something for everyone and every budget. Plus, they'll pay you top dollar for your trade-in. Toyota of Kirkland does all the little things that exceed your expectations, and that's what makes Toyota of Kirkland so special. Go and experience Toyota of Kirkland in person or shop online at toyotaofkirkland.com.
Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's closest sportsbook, is your play for a true in-game betting experience. Download the Snoqualmie Casino Sportsbook app, create an account, and get in on the action while watching your favorite games at Snoqualmie Casino. Details at snocasino.com.
Now, time for second period play on the Kraken Audio Network. Powered by our proud partners, Liuna, Wafed Bank, Muckleshoot Casino, and by Nootka Marine Adventures. Now back to game action with Everett Fitzhugh and Dave Tomlinson.
Back inside of Climate Pledge Arena, the Calgary Flames take a 1-0 lead. And then with a little over a minute to play in the period, Ryan Donato gets his 5th goal in the last 6 games to tie the game up for the Kraken 1-1 heading into the second. He's Dave, I'm Everett. Dave, the Kraken not a bad first period, but seems like there's another gear they're not quite getting to yet.
Well, they first have to stay out of the penalty box, giving the Flames 2 opportunities with the man advantage, and they didn't get any themselves, but as the period went on, they were the better team, had more chances against Dan Vladar, and they are typically a better second period team. We'll see if the Kraken can keep that up here in Climate Pledge Arena.
Teams will switch ends as they do every period. Kraken now going right to left across your radio dial as we're just about set to get underway in the second. Lindholm will draw against Alexander Wenberg for the Kraken.
Wenberg changes stick tape again. He's got just a little bit of white tape on the toe.
It's a shooter's tape job, as you said.
Yeah,
this morning.
More of a passer, but sometimes when things aren't going well, you make those minor adjustments.
Back underway from Climate Pledge Arena. Kraken force a turnover at the red line. Burakovsky is in. He had Jaden Schwartz going toward the net. Couldn't get the puck to him. Foley up the right wing side as he'll float it toward the corner. Played against the end wall. Dubé bumped off the puck. Foley gets it. Up top, Hanifin, a shot that skitters off the side of the net. From the left wing to the corner. Punch toward the half wall that's knocked down by Burakovsky and swung away by Seattle. Adam Larson, 2 steps in front of the red line, will send it down the ice. Vladar comes out to play for the Flames. Up now for Lindholm. Slides it out to neutral. Gathered in by Eberle. He'll start back up the right side. Eberle on his backhand. Puck poked away in below the goal line by the Flames. Alexiak feeding Eberle. Left wing goal line. Skates toward the circle. Up top, one-timer. McCann wound up and broke his stick. Now Schultz gets it to Eberle on the right side of the slot. That one sent high over top of the net. Here's Matty Beniers on the left wing toward the goal. Blocker down by Vladar and played by Rasmus Andersson. The Flames toward the line, kept in by Alexiak and sent down left wing corner. Picked up by Eberle. He's got Alexiak near circle. Score! Snaps one in past Dan Vladar. 18:46 to go in the second. 2-1. Seattle leads.
Minute 14 into the second period, and it's all Seattle. From the face-off to the puck possession to the big rig at the front of the net. McCann had broken his stick earlier. He went to the bench to get another one, and the Flames lost coverage. Beniers is able to move it down on the left wing to McCann, who got back out on the ice, and Eberle then finds Alexiak sneaking to the front of the net, and he's inside the hash marks. Huberdeau loses him, and it's off the tape, low blocker for his 5th of the season. Jamie Alexiak gives the Kraken a 2-1 lead, and Daryl Sutter is going to spend his time out. I think he had things to say between the first intermission while he's pointing some more things out to his team.
Alexiak, that goal now snapping an 9-game point drought. He had points in 7 of 11 prior, going 4 goals and 3 assists. And I'm a little perplexed, Dave, by this timeout taken by Calgary. You're only down by a goal. Yes, Seattle has picked up the tempo to begin the second, but now you spend your timeout fairly early in the hockey game.
Well, I think that Daryl Sutter realized that his team fell off as the game went on in the first period, and they just came out flat here in the second. So get their attention now rather than having the Kraken jump on, and kind of quieted the building it down a little bit as well. So we'll see if this works in the Flames' favor.
Calgary off the ensuing face-off will get the puck into the Kraken zone to our right. Puck comes up free and played by Ryan Donato. Out to the neutral zone. Bjorkstrand tapping to Yanni Gourde. He couldn't pick the puck up clean, and the Flames will send it back out. Seattle from the red line will rim this one back in. The Flames will tie it up on the near wing side. The Kraken couldn't hold the blue line. Michael Backlund in now for Mangiapane up the right wing side as he'll float it toward the goal line and back in behind the Kraken net. Bill Borgen up to Bjorkstrand between his legs to Yanni Gourde. Gourde racing down the far side, but Calgary's Nikita Zadorov will step in front of him and play the puck below the goal line. Mangiapane up now for Ruzicka. Taps it ahead for Brett Ritchie, who chips it into the Kraken zone. It's played behind the Seattle goal by Vince Dunn. Up to the near wing side, catching Tanev off the bench. Tanev's shot missing wide of the net from the slot.
I think they might have ticked off the blocker in the post as Dunn knew he was going to get hit by Ritchie, threw it up the ice, off the boards, and Tanev was behind the coverage.
17 and a half to go here in the period. Larson in below the Kraken goal line to the near corner for Vince Dunn. Anderson pinching down low for Calgary, keeps it in for the Flames and sending it back around left wing side. Toward the line, Hanifin, left wing shot, kicked away by Grubauer through traffic. Now once again, Tanev sprung free on a breakaway shot off the post. Oh my goodness! Back-to-back breakaways for Tanev. Back-to-back posts for Turbo. We're still 2-1 Kraken leads.
Rebound off of Grubauer, and then it's sent right up to Tanev. Brandon Tanev is motoring in. Hanifin is the chasing defenseman. And instead of following through with a real hard shot, he does half of a shot and then just kind of chips at it. And it goes off the crossbar. Blocker side, that close to a 3-1 lead, and you wonder where that timeout and the talk from Daryl Sutter to his team, if it's sunk in yet.
Well, now third time has to be the charm if you're Brandon Tanev and you get the puck on your stick later in the contest.
3 points in the last 4 games for him.
3 minutes into the second period, 2-1 Kraken. They have the puck. Burakovsky tried to sling it across the ice. Forced turnover by Uyghur. He'll track it down left wing circle of the Kraken zone. Burakovsky ties the puck up below the goal line. He feeds Alexiak and bounces it up the far wing side. Gathered by Wenberg. He'll drop now for Schwartz. Right wing circle. His shot blocked before it ever left his tape by Chris Tanev. Calgary turns back up ice, kept alive by Seattle. Burakovsky to the near corner, played off the wall by Wenberg. Schwartz out in front to Burakovsky. Fans on the shot. Alexiak saved the blue line, but Uyghur will steal. 3-on-2, Calgary back in. Uyghur back in, the puck offside, and we'll have a stoppage of play. 16-19 to go here in this second period. 2-1 Kraken.
Well, it was 20 years ago today that Daryl Sutter was hired by the Calgary Flames to be their coach back in 2002, and looking at him on the bench right now, his second time coaching the Calgary Flames, and boy, he doesn't look like he's too impressed with his club right now.
And not saying much, because Daryl Sutter is a very stoic person, not a whole lot of expression, so if he looks unhappy, if you can have a look on his face, he must be very, very perturbed. Here's Toffoli looking in front of the net. That one was broken up and brought back up ice by Vince Dunn. Seattle to the left wing side. He'll slide across to Eberle. Right circle, hounded by Stone. Eberle to Beniers. He'll pinwheel the far corner and send it up top to Eberle. Toward the net, steered aside by Vladar. That shot straight away at the blue line. Matty Beniers in behind the Calgary net. On the right side, Zadorov will take him toward the goal. Larson on the far wing. This one sent back up top. Dunn firing a shot. That one goes off the mask, it looks like, of Vladar. Eberle was in front as well.
It hit Eberle in the back.
That's what it was. Both Vladar and Eberle went tumbling backwards toward the goal. Now Calgary back into their offensive zone, and here come the Kraken. Bjorkstrand will pick the puck up. Knocked down by the Flames and sent back out to the red line. Up the near wall, Mangiapane back in for the Flames. Near wing side for Coleman. On the right half wall with 15-15 to play in the period. Right wing blue line for Anderson. He'll send it back in behind. Backlund will take it. Off to the far circle. Skate his way through a trio of Kraken. Loose puck to the near wing circle. Kept in by Anderson. And floated down the wall by Calgary. Coleman along the goal line. Now played by Mangiapane. Forced off the puck by Yanni Gord. Carson Soucy takes over. Up now for Donato. Flips it out into the neutral zone. Gloved down by the Flames as Anderson skates in front of his own net. 14 3/4 to go here in this second period. 2-1. Seattle has the lead. Yanni Gord dropping back to his own end. This is Will Borgen who picks up the puck to the near side for Donato. Couldn't make the pass on the near wing side, and this will go for icing on Seattle. 14:32 left in period number 2. Kraken ahead 2-1.
Hope Eberle is okay. He's staying at the Kraken bench. He has 2 primary assists on the 2 Kraken goals in this game. The Donato goal late in the first, minute 15 to go in that period, and then a minute 14 into the second period. It's Jamie Alexiak to make it 2-1 Seattle.
And some nice moves by Alexiak on that goal. Going toward the front of the net, dangling his way through a phone booth. Seattle wins the defensive zone faceoff. Borgen up to the far blue line. The Kraken will punch it out. Carson Soucy In for Donato. On the right wing side, he'll peel away from Lewis before dropping it below the goal line. It rims all the way around to the near side. Ruzicka will punch it back down low for Chris Tanev. Kept alive by Daniel Sprong to the slot. Tanev's shot! And that one held on to by Vladar. And now we're going to have some pushing and shoving as Morgan Geekie, along with Chris Tanev and Trevor Lewis, will exchange some pleasantries after the shot.
Brandon Tanev got run into by Ruzicka. And you wonder if Brandon Tanev is who's the scorer in this game with all the chances that he's had. Vladar took a shot earlier in the first period up near the shoulder, his blocker side shoulder, and this one hit him almost in the same spot. I know they have massive amounts of padding, but he looked uncomfortable back in the first period on a Schultz one-timer.
Face-off won here by Seattle. Left wing shot from Sprong will miss wide of the net. Comes back to the right wing side. Morgan Geekie in the corner as he and Ruzicka will wrestle for possession. Puck taken away by the Calgary Flames. Banked up top but kept alive by Sprong. Left side for Geekie. Slides it across the ice for Brandon Tanev. And the Calgary Flames will knock the puck down. Ruzicka on the far blue line will punch it out to center. Glove down here by Ritchie. And brought back into the Kraken zone. Ritchie turns the puck over. It goes toward the front of the net. Lewis's shot turned away point blank by Grubauer.
Grubauer got down in a hurry. Got that right pad down as Ritchie and Alexiak, 224s battling, and Tanev lost the handle. Trevor Lewis right to the front of the net. Can't slide it underneath Grubauer.
13:20 to play here in the second. 2-1 Seattle. Calgary in the offensive zone. Huberdeau's shot near far circle, blocked on by Jaden Schwartz. And a loose puck to the near wing side on the right wing half wall. Schwartz able to get the puck down low, in Seattle will slide it out to center.
The Flames they're turning up the heat on the physical side of things. Lucic trying to take a run, and Schwartz just jumped out of the way.
Kraken from the red line. Schwartz to Burakovsky down the right wing side. Jaden Schwartz picks it up. He's got Wenberg near circle. Anderson gets in the way of that one. Comes off the end boards. Wenberg a second opportunity, and that one was forced away by Vladar. Seattle ties it up on the right wing corner wall. This one sent around to the near side. Pinching down from the blue line is Adam Larson. Jared McCann there for Seattle. Along the goal line and behind the net, here's Alexander Wenberg. Turns it to the high slot. Shot, Carson Soucy. And that one into the body of Dan Vladar. He holds on for the whistle. 12:26 to play in the second. 2-1. Kraken have the lead. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
Something's been lurking in the icy decks. Now you can finally see the Seattle Kraken. Whenever you crack open a Coors Light, just visit UnleashTheChill.com and scan your Coors Light can to release the Kraken and your chance to win VIP silver seats. That's UnleashTheChill.com to unleash your chance to win VIP Kraken tickets. Coors Light, keeping Seattle chill. 2022 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Bag the big bucks this January at Tulalip Resort Casino. Cash in Mondays and Fridays with the big payout. 3 winners every half hour, pocket cash or free play up to $250,000. Earn entries for all your combined play at both casinos, plus daily bonus entries at the kiosk. Double up Wednesdays to earn up to $50 in bonus free play every week. Find all the details online at TulalipCasino.com. Please game responsibly.
At Symetra Life Insurance Company, we're big fans of the home team, as in the team you have at home. The loved ones who always have your back through the wins, the losses, and our favorite, the comebacks. So when it comes to helping protect your future, we can be your teammate for whatever lies ahead. Symetra. Retirement, benefits, life insurance. Symetra Life Insurance is the official life insurance partner of the Seattle Kraken.
This is Chris Drieger. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
Back inside of Climate Pledge Arena, 12:26 to play in the second. 2-1 Seattle has the lead. A national televised game tonight over on TNT. Our very own John Forslim along with Darren Pang and Catherine Tappan. Great to see her back on hockey broadcasts. And we also want to welcome those of you listening to tonight's game on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio Channel 91. You've tuned into a great one. I was telling Dave Tomlinson in the last break there, I think Seattle should have at least 4 more goals and Calgary should have at least 3 more goals. And it's been a great goaltending battle so far in this contest.
Well, the Flames haven't really been present here in this second period. Shots for the Kraken, they've got 7 already.
Seattle here in the offensive zone. McCann on the left wing side will turn it toward the near goal line, but Beniers got tangled up, and Calgary will spit this one to the neutral zone. Carson Soucy slides it up ice. Eberle will throw it behind his blue line for Adam Larson. To the near side, once again played by Carson Soucy. And Seattle up ice. McCann couldn't tip that one, and it goes into the netting out of play. 11:53 to go here in the second. 2-1 Seattle.
For context, that's 7 shots in 8 minutes into this second period for the Kraken, who are up 2-1. And the last time these two teams played is back in November, and that was in Calgary. Flames had a 4-2 lead in the third period. And then Daniel Sprong got a power play goal. Got a shorthanded goal from Yanni Gourde and a game winner from Matty Beniers, his first as a pro.
11:50 to go in the period. Seattle wins the neutral zone face-off, but Calgary will send it back down the ice. Puck toward the front of the net, and the Kraken able to force that one free and get it back into Calgary territory. Here's Dan Vladar. He'll stop the puck, leaving it for Zadorov, and now the Flames back out the center. Coleman tapping to Mangiapane. On the right wing side as he'll throw it up top to Stone for a shot that hits traffic out in front, and the Kraken will clear it up ice. Ryan Donato attempting to lead Bjorkstrand. The puck rolling right wing corner. Bjorkstrand will tie the puck up along with Coleman. In behind the net, Bjorkstrand out in front. He had Donato, but he couldn't pick up the puck. Will Borgen wasn't going toward the net, so that one got sent all the way back down the ice, and the Kraken will zing it back into the offensive end. Rasmus Andersson plays it out to center. Carson Soucy knocks it back in, but Seattle was offside. They'll tag up. 10:55 to go in the second. 2-1 Seattle. Here come the Flames back in. Ruzicka on the right wing side as he'll tangle up with Soucy. This one sent back up top. Hannafin now to Anderson. Delayed penalty call coming to Seattle. Extra attacker on for Calgary. Nazem Kadri at the blue line. Near circle. Anderson shot turned aside by Grubauer. And the Kraken will touch up the puck. Seattle going back down a man. 10:33 to go in this second. 2-1 Kraken lead.
It's going to be Carson Soucy when he eliminated Adam Ruzicka. Here's the call.
Seattle number 28. Minor penalty. High sticking.
Knocked the helmet off Ruzicka after Soucy and Ruzicka were battling going into the left corner in the Kraken zone. And at the last moment, trying to get leverage, Soucy's stick comes up and rakes the head, knocking the helmet off in the high sticking call. So the third power play of the game goes to Calgary.
10:33 to go in the frame. 21-18 shots in favor of Seattle. Calgary wins the draw. Huberdeau left wing, and that one gloved down by Grubauer through heavy traffic out in front.
Huberdeau's a passer. That's not a unknown fact, but when he can shoot on the power play, it draws more attention to him. Then he can make those passes, get players going towards him a little bit more quickly rather than backing off and expecting that pass to come.
30 goals, 85 assists last season for Huberdeau in Florida.
85 assists is a career high for him.
Calgary wins the face-off. Left side shot. Lindholm redirected by Kadri. They score. Power play goal for Nazem Kadri. 2-2. 10:21 to play in period number 2.
Puck never stopped moving after the offensive face-off win from the left circle back to the point across. And Lindholm is looking for Kadri in front. Finds the stick with Grubauer moving from right to left. That opens the legs up. And an open stick at the front of the net because of lack of coverage allows number 91 for the Flames to get his 14th of the year and tie the score at 2.
Calgary only with one power play last night at home against Edmonton. Now that was their third power play of the day today, and they've now capitalized on that first one. And we're all tied at 2. Ensuing face-off forthcoming. Yanni Gourde losing the face-off at center. Calgary wins it back a bit too strong. This one in behind the Flame net. Here's Anderson for Calgary. Up the near wing wall, deflected down the ice by Coleman. Grubauer comes out to play it. Scuttles it across to the far side. Flames zip it back around to the near boards. Coleman at the half wall. Up top to Hannafin. Rink wide, a one-timer by Anderson, blocked on the way through. Anderson up top to Hannafin. He'll drift left side, down to Anderson, and below the goal line for Coleman, far corner. Seattle forcing a turnover. Here comes Bjorkstrand back right to left. We've crossed the halfway mark of the contest. 9:44 to play in the second. Flames have just tied the game. A power play goal from Nazem Kadri, 2-2. Seattle from their own zone, a long lead pass. Borgen had Donato all alone at the blue line, but the pass out of his reach. Another icing called on Seattle. Defensive zone faceoff coming for the Kraken, 2-2.
Kraken have been looking up ice all the way to the far blue line, springing a couple of players. Tanev has had a couple of breakaways in this game in the second period, hasn't converted on those, and it would have been a 2-0 as Bjorkstrand was coming up to help. Kind of wasted a nice game from Bjorkstrand last week in Vancouver. A goal and assist for him, but the Canucks get the victory in overtime against the Kraken, who were visiting.
And how close has Bjorkstrand been in multiple games recently for Seattle? Got off the schneid in Vancouver, but like you said, Dave, all for naught. Shootout loss there, their first of the season for Seattle. Ruzicka in behind the Kraken goal, looking for Lewis in front of the net. And the Seattle Kraken forced the puck to the neutral zone. Chris Tanev at the red line for Calgary. On the right wing side as he'll rim it around the boards. Picked up by Borgen. Down low and tying it up in the corner now for Calgary was Ritchie. Overtaken by Gord, slung out to Soucy, and lofted ahead for Ryan Donato. That Donato line getting a lot of ice time here tonight for Seattle. Donato, Gord, and Bjorkstrand for the Kraken. Here come the Flames back in. Zadorov, right circle to his forehand. Forced off the puck by Beniers and played behind the Kraken goal. Matty Beniers, 8:40 to play in the period. Another long lead pass ahead. Had Jordan Eberle, but the puck goes under his stick once again. All the way down the ice, and an icing call on Seattle. 8:36 to go in the second. 2-2 or even.
Matty Beniers gives up a lot of size to Nikita Zadorov. Zadorov 6'6", and Beniers the shade over 6'1", and about 65 pounds lighter, but he was able to get his stick underneath Zadorov, who was cutting to the net in the glove side, knocked that puck free.
Seattle winning the defensive zone faceoff. This one forced out to the neutral zone at the red line by Oleksiak. Knocked down by Rasmus Anderson. Calgary, though, brings it back in. Here's to Foley from the high slot as he'll slide one wide of the net. Lindholm keeps it in for Calgary. Around the boards. Left wing, Hannafin saves it. Across to Anderson. Looking down for Toffoli. Look out. That one deflecting out of play. 8:15 to go in the second. We'll toss it to a break. Come back with more. We're all even at a pair apiece. You're listening to Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
Oh, these glass seats from Seattle Kraken Scratch are amazing. The only thing better would be if I was on the ice.
Whoa! Never mind! Get me out of here! They're so big and so fast!
Oh, what was I thinking? Oh, that's better. Oh, these seats are amazing. Go Kraken!
Live that sweet hockey life with Seattle Kraken Scratch. You could win $50K or a chance at glass seats.
Odds of winning any prize are 1 in 2.40. Odds of winning a second chance prize dependent number of entries received. Must be 18 or older to purchase. Keep it fun. Know your limit.
Hey, Seattle Kraken fans. This is Everett Fitzhugh for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. You know, it takes the best medical care to keep the Kraken at peak performance this inaugural season. And as the team's official medical care provider, Virginia Mason Franciscan Health delivers the same high level of care to our community as they do for your Seattle Kraken. So, make a play for your health and perform at your best this season. Visit vmfh.org and connect with the doctor today.
You are the creators, the backbone, and the behind-the-scenes experts. You are the people behind the technology, and we are the people behind your financial well-being. We're First Tech Federal Credit Union, helping people in tech achieve their financial dreams. No matter what challenge or opportunity comes next in your life, First Tech is with you every step of the way to help open doors, inspire plans, and provide security. Visit firsttechfed.com/membership to learn what we can do for you. First Tech, invest in you. First Tech is insured by NCUA.
This is Ryan Donato. You're listening to the Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
Big saves, big goals, some big chances in this contest, and all we have to show for it are 4 total goals in the game. We're tied at 2. Seattle and Calgary, 8:15 to go in the second. He's Dave Tomlinson alongside myself, Everett Fitzhugh. The Kraken in the middle, or the beginning rather, of a 3-game homestand. Edmonton is here on Friday, and then the Islanders come calling Sunday afternoon, a 5 o'clock start. And then Seattle sets off for 7 games in 12 days. Edmonton, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Buffalo, Boston, and Chicago. Face-off won here by Calgary. Out of the media timeout to Foley from the center blue line. Throwing it to the left wing corner. Loose puck in behind the net. Seattle will tie it up there. Alexiak to the near side. Tanev knocked it down. Couldn't hold on to it. Weegar on the right wing toward the net. Brandon Tanev blocks that one. Loose puck in behind the Kraken goal. Dubé will track it down. Left wing corner. He's hounded by Alexander Wenberg. They'll push him into the wall to Foley. Picks up the disc. Will shoot it behind the net. Brandon Tanev now for Seattle near wing corner. And this is forced out to the red line. Gobbled up by Burakovsky, who turns it back up ice. But it's stolen here by Zadorov, who gives it right back to Burakovsky. Burakovsky on the right side had Alexiak going into the slot. The pass was knocked down, and Seattle forced back to neutral ice. Sent back up by Burakovsky. Alexiak couldn't hold on to it. Now the Calgary Flames from the left wing will drive it down the wall and play it to the far corner. Lucic along with Huberdeau in there for the Flames. 7:12 to go in the period. Donato takes the puck out now for Bjorkstrand. Here come the Kraken right to left. Bjorkstrand punching to the right corner. Hanifin gets there first. Kadri sends it up the far wall for Huberdeau. At the half boards to the near side for Kadri. Skates into the middle and brings the puck back into the offensive zone. Kadri tied up with Larson in the far corner. Rimmed around the boards. Anderson on the right side kept it alive. Give and go with Hanifin. Back to Hanifin as his shot through traffic will go behind the net. Comes off the end wall. And Bjorkstrand will carry away for Seattle. To Yanni Gord. Looking back for Bjorkstrand. The pass ahead of him. And the Flames will dump this back to the neutral zone and down the ice.
Well, the timeout that Darryl Sutter had a minute 14 into the second period did nothing for his team. The power play goal for the Flames did. They've been the better team since they tied it 2-2.
Seattle back in. Eberle right side. Throws one off the end glass. Beniers will pick it up, skate toward the blue line, and send it back down below. Eberle near wing. Looking in front, Carson Soucy will tie it up behind the net, and is played by Blake Coleman of Calgary. Here comes Coleman. Up into the offensive zone for Michael Backlund on the near wing side as his shot blocked by Beniers, who takes the puck for the Kraken, and a broken 3-on-2 developing, but Backlund will catch up in time. Beniers, right side for McCann, dropping back to Beniers. In the far corner, around the wall, near side McCann, in behind for Eberle. Looking for Beniers, puck stolen by Chris Tanev, and now the Flames will bring it out to the red line. Matty Beniers bumped off the puck by Mackenzie Weegar. Puck taken over by Beniers. This one shot up ice, deflected by Calgary. Jared McCann took a nasty hit at the red line. Fans want a penalty. Meanwhile, Ruzicka comes in from the left circle. That shot kicked away by Grubauer.
Well, the Kraken haven't had a power play in this game yet, and the Flames have had 3, capitalized on 1. You've got to think something's coming in favor of the Kraken.
Seattle sends the puck up the ice, thankfully onto the goaltender. That would have been the 3rd icing of the period. Now we're going to have a penalty called.
But it's not too many. They only have 5 guys on the ice. Oh, this is a terrible call.
Let's get the call here.
There's only 5 guys on the... Oh, okay, they're going to talk about it now before we go to break here, but 2 players changed, and 1 came on the ice to make it just 5.
We'll step out for a break. Come back with the call in a moment. 5:10 to go in the second. All even at 2. You're listening to Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
The best way to watch football? At Emerald Queen Casino. Every Sunday, every team, every game. Watch on the big screen and cheer with the crowd at EQC Event Center. Or get in on the action at EQC Sportsbook with more than 30 LED screens playing all the games. You'll never miss a moment. At Emerald Queen Casino, you've always got the best seat in the house. Come for the game, stay for the win. Emerald Queen Casino, the betting capital of the Northwest. Please game responsibly.
Seattle Kraken fans, make sure you're saving with free checking from WaFd Bank and pick up the exclusive Kraken debit card. WaFd Bank has been scoring for homeowners and businesses since 1917, and now with more than 200 branches in 8 states to serve you. Save more and spend smarter this season. Learn more or open an account today at wafdbank.com. Wafed Bank, exclusive bank of the Seattle Kraken. Awarded Best Bank 5 years in a row. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Free checking requires $25 to open. Overdraft and return fees may apply.
For more than 85 years, Primera Blue Cross has served its members with one mission: to improve customers' lives by making healthcare work better. Through word and action, Primera Blue Cross employees are here with you, no matter what. That's the heart of Primera. We strive to show exceptional warmth and real empathy towards those we serve. We back up that goodwill with focused improvements that control costs and increase efficiency. On or off the ice, Primera is always in your corner all season long. Primera Blue Cross, proud sponsor and official health plan of the Seattle Kraken.
This is Jonas Danskoy. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
Well, Dave, you know I'm not a big math guy, but I can count to 5, and the Kraken only had 5 players on the ice, and they were given the too many men bench minor anyway. So Calgary back to the power play, 5:10 to go in the second, tied at 2. Daniel Sprong will serve it.
I think part of the issue is that the Kraken were handling the puck, but they were going away from their own bench, and their players were within 5 feet, the two that changed and the one that came on, but that's all moot, and Kraken have to kill this penalty.
Seattle picks up the puck near corner of their zone. Brandon Tanev across the ice to Larson. Huberdeau will knock him off the disc and will tie it up in the corner. Now Kadri up top. Anderson straight away to the near side. Lindholm back to Anderson through traffic, tipped on goal by Toffoli, and that's forced away by Grubauer. Calgary on the near side, lost the handle. Alexiak will get it and lofted up the ice.
Well, we're a hockey city. The fans are booing the referee. They saw the same thing that we did from up here.
So 4:32 to play in the second period. 2-2, we're all tied. Here comes Lindholm, back in for the Flames. On the left wing side, Huberdeau will peel away from Larson. Wenberg will hound him. Up top, Rasmus Anderson shooting, and that one caught by Grubauer for the whistle.
Anderson has 5 goals this season, but none on the power play, just 10 power play assists, and that was a little bit too high to be tipped, and Grubauer takes it on the right side of his body and holds on. The penalty killing for the Seattle Kraken this season. You can't go anywhere but worse than 31st, just 32nd. Allowing 33 power play goals, including the one that Calgary got in this game again so far this year.
Face-off tied up in below the goal line. Now Calgary will work it free. Nazem Kadri, left wing side. Up top to Anderson. He'll walk the line, dropping it back to Kadri at the half wall. Anderson once again, center blue line. Over to Kadri, far circle, looks on goal. That one tipped wide. 50 seconds to go on the Kraken penalty kill. Rasmus Anderson to the near side. Lindholm pulls the trigger around a defender. That was Carson Soucy, who went down to one knee, and the puck comes off the inboards and back out to center.
Kraken can't change. That puck didn't get down far enough, so the same 4 penalty killers stuck out.
Flames back in. Kadri left side for Toffoli. Now Lindholm near circle. Hounded here by Gord. Up top, Anderson shot waffle boarded down by Grubauer. And now the puck deflecting into the netting, out of play for the whistle. Philip Grubauer was getting in a tangled up with Huberdeau in the goal mouth, and now he's got some words for the referee here in the defensive zone for Seattle.
Yeah, Yanni Gord is again trying to figure out what it's going to take for the Kraken to have a power play in the game. The 4th power play for Calgary. They capitalized on their 3rd to make it 2-2. That was Kadri with a redirect in front. And so 23 more seconds until it's back to 5-on-5 late in the second.
Face-off won by the Flames. Chris Tanev up top to the far wing side. A shot off the blade of Weegar, turned away by Grubauer. 14 seconds to go. Loose puck in behind the net. Seattle toward the line, kept in by Chris Tanev. Across for a one-timer off the blade of Weegar, and that one blocked out in front. Adam Larson clears it out to center with just 3 seconds to go on the Kraken PK. Calgary back in. Mangiapane right circle, and that one off the heel of Grubauer's glove as he'll cover it up and fall on top for the whistle. 3:05 to go in the second. 2-2, we're all even.
That break-in was because of a turnover in the neutral zone, and Adam Larson, defenseman, had lost his stick and had committed to changing. So one defenseman back, and a quick stick handling shot by Mangiapane, but Grubauer's been on it in this game, and he's able to get above the blue paint, take away any sort of angles, and hold on to it. Grubauer's numbers against Calgary: 6 games, 2 wins, 3 losses, 1 OTL, but the save percentage of .923, that's a heady number.
He's doing his job here tonight. 25 of 27 have been turned away by number 31 in blue. Kraken off the face-off will once again ice the puck.
It's back to 5-on-5 play, and for the Kraken, they need to get back into this game. I know it's a tied score, but ever since midway point of the second period, it's been a resurgence for the Calgary Flames.
They're giving up a lot of chances, but you can only go to the well so many times. There's a big shot from Hanifin caught by Grubauer off the face-off.
Face-offs continue to be an issue for the Seattle Kraken. And lost face-offs for scoring chances, as they're going to put Morgan Geekie out specifically to try to win this one. Wenberg got ushered to the side. He's at about 44% this year.
2:56 to go. Puck tied up off the draw in the left wing circle back toward the half wall, and the Calgary Flames will swing it around the boards. Jaden Schwartz near corner. Justin Schultz in behind the net. Puck comes off the goal line, played by Geekie, and the Kraken will get it free. Jaden Schwartz had that one deflect in front of him off the outlet pass, but it rolls right onto the goal, and Vladar will cover it up, and Dave, the Kraken now finally back in the offensive zone.
I was going to say, that's what Vladar looks like. Got the white pads with the red portion on the inside of both of his ankles.
Right here above, in between the blue line and the red line. Kraken going right to left, and for the most of the last 5 minutes, you and I have been looking solely to our right here from the press box.
All Grubauer all the time.
Alexander Wenberg comes in against Lewis. Off the draw, Seattle will take it. Here's Burakovsky, left wing circle, looking toward the blue line. Instead, he finds Ruzicka, and the Calgary Flames back up the ice. Hello, Phil Grubauer.
I think that was a set play that someone didn't do their part.
Burakovsky from the near blue line will backhand it into Calgary territory. The Flames were waiting for it. That was Tanev across to Zadorov. Up the left wing board for Coleman. Into the offensive zone. Coleman shot. Fooled Grubauer. He made the save. I think Grubauer thought it was going wide. And the Flames keep it. Here's Mangiapane in the high slot. Bumped off the puck by Schwartz. Throws it right to Alexander Wenberg. And now the Seattle Kraken will break it free. Wenberg into the far corner. Comes off the boards looking for Burakovsky. Instead he finds Zadorov. And the Flames chip it off the near boards. Kept in by Carson Soucy. Soucy lost it. Chris Tanev takes over. Ahead now for Coleman. Back into the offensive zone come the Flames. Coleman behind the net, and Seattle will take over from there. 1:35 to play here in this second. We're all even at 2 goals apiece.
What did that hit?
Comes off the end boards, and
is that another camera?
That might have been a camera in the far corner coming out of the hole.
Oh my, that's an expensive lens. It's in a couple of pieces.
The puck was shot into the Calgary Flames zone into the right wing corner. The camera was sticking out of the hole a little bit, and the puck goes off the camera. And just looking down on the ice, I thought the puck kind of split in half for a second, but I feel bad for that photographer down there in the corner.
Well, that lens is toast. It was Borgen on the right side in the neutral zone, steps from the blue line, throwing it what he thought off the plexiglass. The puck went to the goaltender. The lens went to the face-off dot. They've figured all that out now, and the Kraken have the puck back, being forced into their own end.
Remember my last job, I was told by my boss, you are insured, that camera is not. So make sure that you protect that camera at all costs. 1:15 to go here in the period.
That's going to be a heck of a shot when that's developed.
Oh, I know. Here comes Eberle. Up top, Vince Dunn, a one-timer. And that one blocker to the near corner by Vladar. Seattle resetting. McCann into the far wing corner. Last minute of play in the period. Puck to the blue line. Vince Dunn punching it back down low. Hanifin ties up the puck. Eberle steals. He's got Dunn in the slot. Coming out the challenge was Vladar. Beniers in front, and he couldn't put the puck on goal, and it ends up in the neutral zone.
Oh, Eberle looking for his third assist in this game. Dunn came right down the middle, almost into the hash marks, and it felt like he was going to hammer the puck and then just kind of pushed at it. Vladar makes the big stop.
30 seconds to go in the frame. Vince Dunn from the left side, rims it around the boards. Dan Vladar comes out to play it. Rasmus Andersson in behind the net for Hanifin. to the neutral zone. Kadri trying to weave his way in, then gets hip-checked hard off the puck by Vince Dunn. 15 to go in the period. Seattle back in. Morgan Geeky from the high slot. That one deflected by Hannafin into the netting, out of play. 11.2 left in this second period. We're all even at 2.
Most of the physical play in this game has come from the Calgary Flames, but Vince Dunn is known for getting a little bit ornery at times, and that puck is moved right up ice. Geeky, who's got 3 assists in his last 3 games. That shot was deflected high into the netting, so last moment face-off here in the second period.
11.2 seconds remaining in the frame. Alexander Wenberg, left wing face-off dot. One back by Calgary. They'll just flip the puck ahead. Slowly bouncing into the Kraken zone. 5 to go. Alexiak to Schultz. Back to Alexiak. Up the far boards for Beniers. And there is the final horn. Well, the Seattle Kraken and Calgary Flames tied at 2 goals apiece. Alexiak gave Seattle a 2-1 lead, but then a power play goal from Kadri evened us right back up.
This game has been topsy-turvy.
Yep.
The first 10 minutes of the first period, it was all Calgary. The last 10, it was the Kraken. They tied the score at 1 after the first. And then the first 10 minutes of the second period was all Kraken. They went ahead 2-1. That power play goal by Kadri ties it up, and Calgary was the better team to the end. So pick them in the third.
29-25 shots in favor of Calgary. Shots on goal recap brought to you by Beacon Plumbing, Heating and Mechanical. Stop freaking and call Beacon at 1-800-FREAKIN. Mike Benton standing by the Scores Light Landing Section 20 here at Climate Pledge Arena with your second period intermission report. 2-2. After 2, you're listening to Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
SiriusXM is the destination for the best in podcasts. Get started on your 2023 resolutions with motivation and advice on the Mel Robbins Podcast. Focus on nutrition and mental health on the Huberman Lab. And listen to On Purpose with Jay Shetty to make mindfulness and wisdom a part of your everyday. Achieve your 2023 resolutions with SiriusXM Podcasts. SiriusXM Podcasts. All are available now on the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
NHL Morning Skate with Gord Selleck and Scott Laughlin.
Owen Campbell, Senior Executive Vice President of Hockey Operations for the National Hockey League.
Passion will never leave the game. We just try to have fairness and consistency, and we use our experience. And they're not going to agree with us, but we will give them an answer. And yes, we do get lots of calls after these decisions are made.
NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning starting at 7 a.m. Eastern. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
Tom Money here from SiriusXM FC, and if you love soccer and you love banter, you need to check out Grumpy Pundits.
I accept your opinion, even though it's wrong.
We have a pair of legends in Rodney Marsh and Tommy Smith.
Did you ever hear such bull in your life?
And the three of us wind each other up whilst debating the biggest stories from the Premier League and beyond.
You're getting so grumpy. Did you ever hear the name of this show?
Grumpy Pundits, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
Sirius XM Radio. This is Sirius XM. This is Sirius XM. Sirius XM Radio.
You're listening to Sirius XM. Sirius XM Radio.
This is second intermission of Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network, powered by Smartsheet. Anyone can have a big idea. It takes process to get it done. Smartsheet. Power your process. Now, here's Mike Benton.
This season, Fubo TV is offering all Kraken fans 20% off the first month subscription for any new users. Watch Root Sports, Kraken coverage, plus tons of other programming. Sign up at FuboTV.com/Kraken. Mike Benton with you again, back by the Coors Light Landing in Section 20. All tied up, 2-2, Kraken and the Flames. Let's pause 10 seconds now for a station ID. And this is the Kraken Audio Network. So how can the Kraken respond to a third period test? They are 5-1-2 this season when tied after 2 periods. Again, 2-2 is our score. And time now for our Drive to the Net scoring recap brought to you by our Northwest Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. Early into period 2, could the Big Rig get the Kraken rolling?
Picked up by Eberle. He's got Alexiak near circle. Scores! Jamie Alexiak from the left wing circle snaps one in past Dan Vladar. 18:46 to go in the second. 2-1. Seattle leads.
Minute 14 into the second period, and it's all Seattle. From the face-off to the puck possession to the Big Rig at the front of the net.
And that helping generate momentum early. 1 minute and 14 seconds into the second period. Again, Jamie Alexiak picking up his 5th goal of the season. Jordan Eberle, his 2nd helper of the night, and that marking Eberle's first multi-point game since that legendary 9-8 Kraken win at Los Angeles back on the 29th of November. But the Kraken taking a high-sticking penalty by Carson Soucy later in period 2, and how it matters, turn on a Flames power play.
Calgary wins the face-off. Left side shot. Lindholm redirected by Kadri. They score. Power play goal for Nazem Kadri. 2-2. 10:21 to play in period number 2.
So it didn't take long for Calgary to respond. Just seconds after the face-off, Nazem Kadri's 14th goal of the season. Elias Lindholm, Rasmus Andersson picking up the assist on the play. That marking the 10-point last 7 games, by the way, for Lindholm. And Kadri now with the Flames leading 13 points on the power play for this season. All tied up at 2, that score carrying toward the finish line of 40 minutes. Shots on net again, 15-11 in favor of the Flames in the second period. They hold the lead in this game right now at 29-25. The Kraken again just 0 of 1 on the power play. The Flames have gone 1 of 3. And so far in net, Philip Grubauer making some pretty tough saves. He has turned in a 27 save effort. Dan Vladar as well, holding pretty tough, 23 saves on 25 shots in this game. That Kraken Drive to the Net scoring recap is brought to you by Chevy Silverado with a choice of 9 separate trims and 5 special editions. Silverado and Silverado HD skate circles around the competition. Again, the Kraken and Flames all tied at 2 after 40 minutes. Our building blocks brought to you by Smartsheet coming up next. And you're listening to Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM and the Kraken Audio Network.
One of America's all-time living legends. Live in concert. Paul Anka. Saturday, February 25th at 8 p.m. Muckleshoot Casino Event Center. Paul Anka. With greatest hits his way. Tickets on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com. Don't miss Paul Anka live in concert.
Something's been lurking in the icy decks. Now you can finally see the Seattle Kraken. Whenever you crack open a Coors Light, just visit unleashthechill.com and scan your Coors Light can to release the Kraken and your chance to win VIP silver seats. That's unleashthechill.com to unleash your chance to win VIP Kraken tickets. Coors Light, keeping Seattle chill. 2022 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
One of the most successful stand-up comedians, Angela Johnson-Reyes, presents Who Do I Think I Am Tour.
Because I don't know anybody's phone number by heart. If I'm in an emergency situation and people are like, hurry, give us your mother's phone number so we can call her. I'll be like, okay, it's Mom.
Enjoy an evening of non-stop laughter with Angela Johnson-Reyes.
What's her phone number? M-O-M.
Angela Johnson-Reyes. Legends Casino Hotel, Saturday, January 7th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Process. It's a small word with big implications, because whatever an idea may start, a process gets done. It's how Big Talk drives concrete action and people achieve the best work of their careers. At Smartsheet, we're in the process business, the go-to for managers who love a great process, pulling in just the right combination of data, tools, and people from across the company to make it happen. One platform, every project, any scale. It doesn't get any bigger than that. Smartsheet. Power your process.
This is defenseman Vince Dunn. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
Mike Benton with you live again by the Coors Light Landing and Section 20 at Climate Pledge Arena. So far, the Kraken holding firm with a 2-2 tie against the Flames. This one's a battle through 2 periods at Climate Pledge Arena with 2 important Pacific Division points on the line and 20 minutes to go. Our Kraken building blocks are brought to you by Smartsheet. How to bring an amazing idea to life? First, have an amazing idea. Then build a process, and not just any, but the best process you ever built. All the next steps, universal buy-in, global, same page, collaboration. And voila, your idea is now real. That's Smartsheet. Power your process. For the Kraken, they have some promising signs through 40 minutes in this one. Scoring chances from high danger range at 5-on-5. They have a 14-7 lead over Calgary. And as well, the face-off circle, well, the Flames controlling that. The Kraken would love to get this one turned around. The Flames lead 58% at the dot so far in this game. Elias Lindholm and Nazem Kadri each have won 7 of 11. On the Kraken side, they're led by Matty Beniers at 5 of 10 and Yanni Gord 5 of 8 in this game. On the takeaway side, though, the Kraken doing good work to get the puck back. They have a 10-3 edge right now in that category. Shot quality as well at 5-on-5, a big reason that this one is staying close. The Kraken owning a 56% edge in shot quality at 5-on-5. Once again, Kraken goal scorers this evening, Donato and Alexiak. And for the Flames, Toffoli and Kadri, as we are all tied 2-2. At the end of 40 minutes from Climate Pledge Arena. Back in a bit with Dave Tomlinson. And this is Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM and the Kraken Audio Network.
I'm Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of Black Diamonds, a SiriusXM original podcast. Join me right now for a special star-studded Black Tie Gala event celebrating the legacy of Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil with my friends Dave Stewart, Kenny Lofton, Joe Carter, and Lee Arthur Smith, and many more. Download Black Diamonds right now on the SXM app, available with all of our trials and popular plans or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't miss a second World Junior Hockey Championship. SiriusXM NHL Network Radio is your front row seat for all the action.
The gold medal is up for grabs, and the world comes together to battle it out.
Tune in as the best young players in the world take the ice in Halifax and Moncton.
Lafreniere swings Canada back in front 5-4.
It's a holiday tradition not to miss.
Click to SiriusXM.ca/World Juniors for game times.
The Point.
I think Preds fans are right. We're sick and tired of being good enough to be not good enough. At some point, you have to acknowledge the model isn't working, and you have to find a way to get elite scoring talent if you want to go best on best in the playoffs. Roman Yossi's a really admirable dude, but after 25 years, a defenseman just can't be your leading scorer. Cannot.
The Point with Boomer Gordon. Weekdays 1 p.m. Eastern. NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
You're listening to SiriusXM Radio. You're listening to SiriusXM. You're listening to SiriusXM Radio. This is SiriusXM Radio. SiriusXM Radio. You're listening to SiriusXM.
This is Morgan Geeky. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
Mike Benton with you again back at Climate Pledge Arena through 2 periods. Kraken and the Flames all tied at 2. And now time for the out-of-town scoreboard update brought to you by Legends Casino Hotel. Legends Casino Hotel, because you're within winning distance and fun is how we roll. Golden Knights at the Ducks. Still a tight 1-2-2 game despite Vegas outshooting Anaheim 41-14 that early in the third. Update today from the World Juniors. Team Canada crushing Germany 11-2. Now 1-1 in tournament play. Shane Wright had a goal and an assist, 4 points in 2 games. Tough day for Team USA. They fall to 1-1, 6-3 loss to Slovakia. Time to go upstairs. Here comes the sniper. Dave Tomlinson, what's cracking?
Thanks, Mike. I'll tell you what's cracking. It's brought to you by the Kraken Rum. Step into the dark with the official rum of the Seattle Kraken. Goes good with all holiday beverages. And in this Pacific Division battle, you'll know by now that last year the Kraken only won 6 of 26 games in their own division, beating San Jose 3 times, Anaheim, Edmonton, and L.A. This year, when they beat L.A., they got their 7th win within the division and are 7-2-2 against the Pacific Division. The best record so far versus their own division is Vancouver Canucks at 9-2. So a Kraken, they can get a win tonight, close in on Vancouver on the best in division games, and they play the Oilers on Friday to maybe match that, Vancouver. But they'll have to win the third period here, Mike. A close game. That is what's Kraken. And to help with your Christmas and holiday beverages, go to KrakenRum.com.
Dave, Jordan Eberle told us this morning he loves this compact schedule, playing so many games in short time, where it feels more like a routine cycle. There's that word, routine. Why is it so vital to an NHL player for success?
Well, typically what happens is the players go through their whole day preparing just for the game, and they'll try to do things the same. When they have a good game, they'll try to replicate what they did for that to get that feeling back. And if you have a game like they did in Vancouver that is a bit of a throwaway because you allow the opposition back into it, then you make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. You're always trying to find that one perfect way during the day to get out and play your best. Whatever Eberle did today certainly worked. And of course, he talked with us this morning in the dressing room after morning skate. Maybe that's it. 2 helpers for him so far. But when you just play, and with no time for practice, you can forget the losses rather quickly. In this game here, though, the Kraken, I think they have more to give here in the third.
Very quickly, Dave, given the Flames had the holiday break end last night, how much do the Kraken have at their advantage facing a team, in this case, on the end of back-to-back games?
I think they have a very strong advantage because the Calgary Flames like to play a physical brand, and so their style of hockey demands a lot of energy, especially their defensemen. So if the Kraken can do what they did in the first part of the second period, stretch passes, forcing the Flames defensemen to really hurry back, or as Everett said, scuttle back, that'll force the Flames to defend in their own end a little bit longer than you'd like them, or they would like to be in this third period. So it's up to the Kraken to really kind of force the issue.
Fine choice of words. Dave, great stuff. Thank you. Talk to you in just a bit for period 3.
You bet.
All right, Dave, thank you. What's Kraken brought to you by the Kraken Rum. Step into the dark with the official rum of the Seattle Kraken. The third period's next. You're listening to Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJRFM and the Kraken Audio Network.
You are the creators, the backbone, and the behind-the-scenes experts. You are the people behind the technology, and we are the people behind your financial well-being. We're First Tech Federal Credit Union, helping people in tech achieve their financial dreams. No matter what challenge or opportunity comes next in your life, First Tech is with you every step of the way to help open doors, inspire plans, and provide security. Visit firsttechfed.com/membership to learn what we can do for you. First Tech, invest in you. First Tech is insured by NCUA.
Bag the big bucks this January at Tulalip Resort Casino. Cash in Mondays and Fridays with the big payout. 3 winners every half hour, pocket cash or free play up to $250,000. Earn entries for all your combined play at both casinos, plus daily bonus entries at the kiosk. Double up Wednesdays to earn up to $50 in bonus free play every week. Find all the details online at TulalipCasino.com. Please game responsibly.
Members of LIUNA, the Laborers International Union of North America, can participate in accredited, skills-driven, competency-based technical training classes taught by highly trained and highly qualified instructors. Course topics are varied and include important topics like safety, supervision, and industry certification. This fun fact is sponsored by the Laborers, the official union partner of the Seattle Kraken. To start your career and build your skill set, text JOBS to 81411.
Now, time for third period action on the Kraken Audio Network. Powered by Primera Blue Cross, by Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical, and by BMW Seattle. Now with third period play, here's Everett Fitzhugh.
Back alongside Dave Tomlinson, 2-2 heading into period 3. Dave, the Kraken have been burned by a couple of questionable calls. They've been able to battle through that, and we're all even at a pair apiece heading into the third period.
I think one of the things that's on the mind of the Kraken is what it's going to take to get a power play, and it's not like their power play has been loaded for bear so far this season, but it is an opportunity for them to maybe get that deciding goal. There's a conversation that continues now with Alexander Wenberg and the referee. There was 5 guys on the ice, and they called too many men on the ice. That's second period news. Let's see what they can do here in the third.
Just about set to start. Teams will switch ends. Kraken now going back left to right across your radio dial. Game televised nationally here on TNT, and also want to welcome those listening on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio Channel 91 here tonight. Back underway from Climate Pledge Arena. Game 2 of 3 this season between the Kraken and Flames. Calgary back into their offensive zone. Seattle spits it out. Toffoli hammers it back in. Adam Larsson in below the Kraken goal line. Calgary delayed offside. They'll tag up. And Larsson takes his time, slings it up the far wing wall, and Burakovsky will give chase. Noah Hannafin beats him to it. On the left side, Kraken in the offensive zone. Loose puck far circle, and the Flames get under it and loft it out to center. This one bobbled here to the near side. Alexander Wenberg back into the Kraken zone. Coleman applies the pressure. Adam Larsson off the far wall. Schwartz knocks it out to Burakovsky, and from the red line as he'll poke it in. 45 seconds into the third period. 2-2, we're still tied. Michael Backlund from the left wing side slips it far corner. Mangiapane ties it up along with Alexiak. Coleman to the blue line, kept by Chris Tanev. A shot high over top of the net. On the left wing side, Uyghur backhands it around the boards. Coleman, right circle, turns, fires, kicked away by Grubauer. Loose puck still, and he's able to find it and cover for the whistle. 18:51 to play in this third period. 2-2 or even.
Just saw Michael Backlund go right to the front of the net, and then that's thrown towards that area. And I was just thinking about how last season it was always Matthew Tkachuk who was there, and he would find a way to pick up loose pucks. Toffoli did that back in the first period, digging a puck out of the pads of Grubauer to get the 1-0 lead for Calgary, but that's a bit of a net front presence they miss.
Tell you what, if I never hear the name Matthew Tkachuk again, that'll be way too soon, as a shot off the faceoff held by Grubauer, as he was the Kraken tamer last season for Calgary.
Yeah, he certainly knows how to get underneath the opposition's skin and how to score goals, but he's doing that now for Florida. Huberdeau is coming along for the Calgary Flames. 6 points in his last 5 games.
Sent back up the ice. Kraken will win the faceoff in the defensive zone and flick it ahead. Here's Chris Tanev as he'll turn back in his own end. He's got Nazem Kadri. Scored a power play goal for Calgary. Kadri down the right wing side, hounded by Alexiak. Kadri in front. Huberdeau shot. Big glove save by Grubauer. He goes down to get it. That'll be your Wafed Bank save of the game. Wafed Bank, proud to be an official partner of the Seattle Kraken. 2-2. We're still tied.
My goodness. Grubauer's down on the ice in the splits. Huberdeau waited him out, and then the glove came up to deny the third goal of the game for the Calgary Flames. Still 2-2.
Will Borgen charging it in. Michael Stone plays it off the wall for Calgary, and this one sent back out to the neutral zone. Will Borgen from the right wing once again will send it around the boards, and this one will go all the way down the ice, and the Calgary Flames being called for 51 to play in this third period. 2-2, we're still even.
Back early in the second period, the Kraken got the lead 2-1, and Darryl Sutter called a timeout. His team didn't respond until halfway through that second period, scoring on a power play goal. And you wonder if the Kraken can do something here up ice, face off in the offensive zone.
We talk about players in Calgary who have had success against Seattle. Lindholm leads the team now, 5 points in 5 games against the Kraken in a Calgary sweater. Loose puck to the near corner. Seattle trying to keep the puck in the zone. Adam Larsson up the near side as Calgary will force it out. Larsson turns it back in, but it deflects into the netting out of play.
Didn't Pettersson have 5 points against the Kraken on Thursday night?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
6-5 shootout win for the Vancouver Canucks, a game in which the Kraken had the lead in the third period and lost it. But we'll see if they're able to find that deciding goal in this one here. They play again Friday night against the Edmonton Oilers and want to continue doing better than last season in the Pacific Division matchups.
Last Thursday was a lot of ham, mac and cheese, and eggnogs ago.
Yes.
We won't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno. 17:36 to play here in period 3. Center ice face-off, one back by the Calgary Flames. Up the right side to Foley, zips it to the near corner, comes behind the net. Dubé tangles up with Burakovsky. Adam Larsson gets his stick free, looking for Wenberg on the far side. He lets it go to Schultz, and a 2-on-2 for Seattle back in. Schultz, left side of the high slot, drifting near circle. Puck still on his stick. He'll give it up top to Dunn. Rink wide across. Larson left circle, a shot. That one off the glove of Vladar. Seattle keeps the puck alive. Here's Vince Dunn throwing it toward the net. That hits the body on the way through and skitters off to the near corner. Dylan Dubé now for Calgary slides it out to the neutral zone. Vince Dunn and Dubé will collide at the near red line. Jaden Schwartz brings it back up the ice and sends it back in behind the Calgary net.
Some nice plays by Schwartz to buy time, then get it back to the point, and the Kraken defenseman throwing it right down to the battle areas to the front of the net.
16:36 to go. Calgary here in the offensive zone. Seattle forcing it free. Daniel Sprong into the offensive zone for Tanev. Tanev right side toward the net. Morgan Geekie was going the wrong way, and Backlund gets in front of him, and the Kraken will tie it up in behind the Calgary goal. Daniel Sprong giving way for Geekie. Morgan Geekie has it off the back of the net, comes out in front, and the Flames will slide it off the far boards and out to center.
There was a Christopher Tanev versus Brandon Tanev matchup right near the front of the net.
Kraken turn the puck over in the defensive zone. Here's Kadri, right side to Zadorov in the circle. A shot turned away by Grubauer. Brandon Tanev trying to loft it out to center. Goes off the side of the head of Mangiapane and stays in the zone. Huberdeau played it right to Sprong, and Seattle flips into the red line. Calgary knocks it back down, gets it back in. Seattle shoots it out. Flames re-enter. Left side, Huberdeau into the circle. Kadri forced off the puck. They'll stay with it. Turn it toward the net from the left wing blue line. Kicked out by Will Borgen. And now Seattle will slide the puck up the ice.
We're looking for that stretch pass, and this one off the stick of Eberle.
Calgary from their own end. 15:22 left in regulation. 3-3 or 2-2. We're all tied. This one's sent back in. Ruzicka, far board, shot toward the net, turned away by Grubauer. Wraparound try by Ritchie. Puck slipped off his stick. No one was there for Calgary. Eberle up the right side, drives the puck off of Hannafin. Gets it back, leaves for Alexiak. Up top, Schultz near side for Beniers as he'll take it toward the right wing corner. Beniers takes down Lewis. He'll battle for it. Right side, half wall, looking for Alexiak. It goes to the blue line where it's saved by Schultz. Throws it down to Eberle, but Rasmus Anderson steps in front of him. And now the Calgary Flames come back right to left. Ruzicka on the right side. Puck was knocked away by Jared McCann. And Christopher Tanev goes back into the Calgary Flames zone. Off the in wall for Weegar. And the Flames to the red line. Ruzicka, left side, slides it down the wall. Grubauer comes out to play it behind the net. Toffoli knocked it down. Bjorkstrand will take it away. Up for Ryan Donato, a bouncing shot from outside the blue line. Kicked away by Vladar. 14:15 to go. Puck in the Kraken offensive zone. Calgary takes it and lifts it out to the red line once again. Vince Dunn up to Bjorkstrand. Dodges Dubé, but it's knocked down by Weegar. Brought back in here by Weegar as he'll flip it to the near corner. Played off the end wall for Bjorkstrand. He gets it ahead for Ryan Donato. Donato from the red line skates it in and dumps it around the boards left side to right. Into the near corner, Yanni Gord slings it around the boards once again. Mangiapane collecting for Calgary. Gord applies the pressure. Mangiapane up now for Mackenzie Weegar. And down the left side, Backlund punching it behind the goal. Mangiapane to Backlund. He and Schwartz will battle. Mangiapane looking for the pass from Backlund right circle. Tied up by Vince Dunn. And now it's played by Alexander Wenberg. Here come the Kraken. 13:23 to play in the third period. Wenberg, left circle to Burakovsky near side. He pulls it wide. Comes off the end boards, almost got his own rebound. And looking to the blue line, this was under the stick of Carson Soucy. He was bobbling the puck and brought back in by the Kraken.
That was all Wenberg to the neutral zone and then shading to his forehand, passing it all the way across the tops of the circles. Burakovsky, though, just can't get that shot to hit the goaltender. He's got 17 points in his last 17 home games.
Burakovsky back in, right wing side to the high slot. Burakovsky on the back door. He had the pass to Borgen. Open option to Wenberg. He missed him. And now Kadri back up the ice. Kadri floats it toward the net around Justin Schultz. He misses wide. And Rasmus Anderson will battle for it. Anderson up the right wing wall for Kadri. Into the high slot. Kadri far circle. Backlund, or Lucic rather, shoots it wide. Played off the near boards. Kadri gets it again. Turned away by Grubauer. and Brett Ritchie puts the rebound back on, and he makes the save and holds on. 12:21 to go in the third period. 2-2, we're tied. This is Seattle Kraken hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
SiriusXM is home to the best in podcasts, including I Am Athlete.
What up, what up, what up? Brandon Marshall here, host of the I Am Athlete podcast. Join Adam Pac-Man Jones, Shady McCoy, myself, and other special guests in Season 4 as we hold unscripted and unfiltered conversations with athletes and celebrities centered around sports, culture, music, fashion, and wellness.
I Am Athlete, available now on the SXM app, included with all of our trials and popular plans.
Tom Money here from SiriusXM FC, and if you love soccer and you love banter, you need to check out Grumpy Pundits.
I accept your opinion, even though it's wrong.
We have a pair of legends in Rodney Marsh and Tommy Smith.
Did you ever hear such bull in your life?
And the three of us wind each other up whilst debating the biggest stories from the Premier League and beyond.
You're getting so grumpy. Did you ever hear the name of this show?
Grumpy Pundits, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
The biggest names in comedy. Check out Just for Laughs Canada on SiriusXM.
My dad, this guy's a lunatic. He ate a fortune cookie with the fortune in it. That's another level of psycho, man. My niece, 11, Layla, witnessed that. Blew her mind. Called me, said the story twice. I go, you already told me this. She goes, yeah, but are you not listening?
Bringing you Canada's best. Just for Laughs Canada on SiriusXM Channel 168.
This is Matty Beniers, center for the Seattle Kraken. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM.
12:21 to play in the third. Philip Grubauer has been his Vezina finalist self here tonight as he has kept the Kraken in this game all evening long.
Made some big saves when the Calgary Flames came out shooting early in the first period, and then fast forward to here in the third. And that glove save off Huberdeau has kept it a tie score. It's almost like the Flames are defending a lead, even though it's a tie. Yeah. And the Kraken have got their legs up ice. And so that keeps going. You think the Kraken can find a way.
12:21 to play in the third. 2-2 or even. 35-27 shots in favor of the Calgary Flames. Face off in the Kraken defensive zone, won by Seattle. Brandon Tanev off the outlet pass from Schultz. Throws it far corner. Daniel Sprong hounding Lewis for it. And this one rolled all the way back to the neutral zone. Alexiak back for Seattle. Justin Schultz drops it below his own goal line. Alexiak off the inboards. Back to Schultz. Up now for Sprong. Ahead to Tanev into Sprong once again. Daniel Sprong into the offensive zone. Zips it wide of the net from just outside of the high slot. 11:48 to go. On the left wing side, Morgan Geekie at the half wall as he and Chris Tanev will do battle. Puck squirts free. Brett Ritchie gets this one down the ice, and we'll have an icing called here on Calgary. 11:36 to go in the third. 2-2 or even.
If you're not up on your Daniel Sprong knowledge, he averages just 10.5 minutes of ice time a game. Already has 10 goals, 19 points on the season, 3 of them on the power play, and when he is about to shoot the puck, it usually hits its mark. He's just having a fabulous campaign in a fourth-line role as a goal scorer.
19 points for Sprong, 13 points for Geekie coming into the game today. They are 1-2 in the NHL. Players averaging 11 or fewer minutes of ice time. So definitely making the most of their limited opportunities are Daniel Sprong and Morgan Geekie.
Talked with Sprong this morning, and he was able to get back to Montreal for a short Christmas break. That's where he spends his summers as well. But of course, he's from the Netherlands, Amsterdam.
The loudest voice in the room during the World Cup. We're on our way over to the rink before a game, and guys are getting into their mindset, trying to get pumped for the game, and all of a sudden, you hear a loud scream, a loud shout, followed by an expletive that I cannot say on the air. And, of course, it was Daniel Sprong watching the Netherlands in the World Cup game. I think they've gotten the goal to take the lead, and he was the happiest person on that bus heading to the rink that day.
Yeah, they're just having a situation down at the scorekeeper's box, and now they're taking a Roster over to Daryl Sutter. Not exactly sure what this is. I know what it is. Because of the icing call and a slow icing call, the Flames got a change in. And this is very astute by the referees. They're bringing Ruzicka back out onto the ice. What they do down at the score timekeeper's bench is they mark down all the players that are on the ice for every single shift. And then with a stoppage in time, they'll mark down what the changes are. And so on that stoppage, the Flames tried a little trickery with getting players out on the ice after the icing that they shouldn't have.
Hey, I respect it. Now we've got everything figured out. Calgary wins the face-off in the defensive zone, gets to the red line, punches it up the far wall, and now gets their line change on. Adam Larson away for Seattle. Up to Dunn, in for Schwartz, left circle. Jaden Schwartz trying to lead Burakovsky toward the net. Couldn't get him the puck. Calgary slides it out to center. This one will sail down the ice. Icing here waved off. Larson in behind the Kraken goal. Up to the far wing side. Jaden Schwartz couldn't handle that one in this one. Icing once again waved off, and Calgary will take over behind their own net. 10:55 to play in the third. We're still tied at 2. Calgary back in the offensive zone, but we're going to have an offsides here on the Flames.
The Flames certainly love to dump the puck in and chase after it, and with the Kraken defense turning and getting back in time, the Calgary Flames can't finish off their forecheck. Talked earlier about the roster for Calgary and moving out Johnny Gaudreau and Matt Tkachuk and Sean Monahan. That's 90 goals out of their lineup. Yes, they added Kadri. Yes, they added the nice passing of Huberdeau, but I think they missed that net front presence they had with Tkachuk and that special passing from Gaudreau.
Calgary back up. I don't think people realize just how many goals 90 is. Coleman left side will slide it wide of the net. Delayed penalty call coming to the Seattle Kraken. I'll finish that point here momentarily. Calgary slides the blue line. Puck picked up by Zadorov, hounded by Bjorkstrand. And Zadorov will scuttle behind his own net. Up on the forecheck, Yanni Gordon will touch it up, and a penalty now called on Seattle. 10:15 to go in the period. Here's the call.
Seattle, number 22, minor penalty slashing.
Trying to negate a scoring chance. Bjorkstrand on the back check when the puck was in zone defensively for the Kraken. And another power play for Calgary, their 5th of the game. The Kraken have had no power plays in this game.
Yeah. We're talking about the lost goals for Calgary. Last year, the Calgary Flames scored 291 goals. 90 of them were from those players. A third of your goals are from 3 or 4 guys. And I think on a good year, if you're in the NHL and you can score, what would you say, Dave? 300 goals? Is it a higher 315, 320?
Yeah, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, that's a pretty good year. And now imagining 3 of your players, 4 of your players with just under a third of your goals. That's a lot of offense to try and replace. Face off here in the Kraken defensive end. One back by the Flames. Kadri on the far side. Shot. That'll whistle wide of the net. Huberdeau. Left wing boards. Back to Kadri. Anderson. One-timer kicked away by Grubauer. The lively rebound out to the red line. Brandon Tanev stepped in front of by Rasmus Anderson. 1:40 left on the Kraken penalty kill. 9:53 to play in this third. We're all tied at 2. Kadri down the far wing side. Gets the pass back in front. Tipped on goal. And Grubauer makes the save. Nice little give and go on the far side with he and Lindholm.
Calgary, like other teams on the power play and the breakout when they come up, right around their blue line, they do a drop pass back to the last man. And November 1st in Calgary, Yanni Gordon read that play, intercepted it, went down and scored a shorthanded goal, one of his 2 this season, to tighten things up in that game. And he almost did it on that last exit of the zone.
Calgary wins the offensive zone face-off, but Seattle will crash the draw, and they're able to get it and send it up the ice. Yanni Gord around behind the net. Dan Vladar moves the puck. Ruzicka up the left side for the Flames. 1:11 to go on their power play. Right wing side, Andrew Mangiapane. Up to the blue line, caught. Ruzicka shot. That one deflected wide of the net. On the far boards, here is Hanifin straight away to the line. Ruzicka near circle, shot deflected. Mangiapane in front, turned away point blank by Grubauer, and now Wenberg from the far wing side brings it over the blue line. Wenberg down the left wing. Hannafin muscles the puck off his tape on the far half wall, kept in down low by Wenberg. Off to Yanni Gord. Hannafin and Ruzicka hounding him. 35 left on the Kraken PK. Puck dug out, and the Calgary Flames turn up ice. Into the offensive zone comes Calgary. Ruzicka to Mangiapane, left side. Behind the net, Michael Backlund. Will Borgen puts a shoulder into his back. Now Dubé, right wing, turns away from Brandon Tanev. To the blue line, Rasmus Andersson. 13 to go on the power play. Andersson shot glove down and held by Grubauer. 11 seconds left on the Kraken PK. 8:26 to go in the third. 2-2 we're tied.
Deflected in the high slot by Mangiapane and into the glove of Grubauer, and he's made 3 or more big saves in tight moments in this hockey game. 11 seconds left, and then Oliver Bjorkstrand will be able to get out of the penalty box.
Plenty of Wafed Bank saves of the game here tonight from Grubauer. Puck picked up by the Flames off the draw. Andersson, a one-timer. Left wing side, turned away by Grubauer, and the Kraken go hard off the boards and down the ice. That'll do it for the Calgary Flame power play. 8.25 left in the third period.
Bit of a change for Grubauer. New goalie coach Steve Briere has got him away from shuffling across, and then he slides across, and he makes that save.
Kadri up top. Andersson, one-timer, flows toward the net. Out in front, Huberdeau slams it home. He scores. Jonathan Huberdeau in the slot. Got loose, got free, found the puck, and gave the Flames a 3-2 lead. 8 minutes exactly to play in period 3.
The initial save from the point shot fell right to the front of the net. Huberdeau had enough time to gather it, spin, and then look to go past the blocker. Unchecked, 2 defensemen in front of both posts for the Kraken, but nobody in front of the goaltender to help, and Grubauer was trying to get big and stretch out the right hand past the blocker and in. 3-2 Calgary.
So 7:55 now to play in the period. Seattle once again behind the 8 ball here. Puck to the near wing side. Knocked down by Adam Larson. Slung across the ice to Foley. From outside the right wing blue line. Hammers it in behind the Kraken net. Seattle plays it away. Jared McCann up the far wing side. Looking for Beniers in the zone. Instead he finds Dylan Dubé. Dubé up to Ritchie. So deflect this down the ice for Calgary. Vince Dunn in the Kraken zone. Up the middle. Tipped by McCann. Icing here waved off. Played off the inboards for Noah Hannafin. 7:20 to play in the period. Hannafin out now for Lewis. Down the left side as he'll float it around Schultz. Puck hugs the wall. On the right wing side, it's sent back around near boards. Hannafin outside the top of the circle. Dumps it down low. Ruzicka back to Andersson. Right wing blue line. Back to Ruzicka at the half wall. Hounded by Burakovsky. Turns it toward the corner. Schultz for Seattle. Up for Burakovsky. Ruzicka kept it in for Calgary, but now Alexiak for the Kraken. Up ahead for Schwartz. Calgary fresh off a line change. Schwartz in for Wenberg near wing side. Dodges one man. Now another. Over to Carson Soucy. Lifts the shot high as he was coming down the left wing side, and that one may have caught a piece of Ladar's shoulder. 6.5 to go here in the period. No stick for Carson Soucy. It's broken there on the ice as he'll go to the bench and change for Adam Larson. Will Borgen comes off the end wall. Calgary picks it up. Coleman point blank right on goal, and Grubauer makes the save and then covers it up for the whistle. Turnover in front. Grubauer stands tall to keep that one out.
Almost feels like he has to cover up his own rebounds. Doesn't get help on the last one. Gets the glove on this one, and we'll go to break and see if the Kraken can regroup and come back.
3-2 Calgary, 6:19 to go in the third. You're listening to Kraken Hockey all across the Kraken Audio Network.
At Chevy, the holidays mean doing things you love to do with friends and family. To make new memories on the trails in a Silverado 1500. Share new moments with old friends in the Chevy Blazer. And to take the family new places in the Chevy Equinox. Chevy makes it easier to make the most of your time with the people who matter most. Head into your local Chevy dealer first to find your red tag and find your deal. Where you go from there is up to you. See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
When the hot water needs to be hot, when the drain needs to drain, when the toilet needs to flush, you need to do two things. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. On call and there when you need them most. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net. Is your furnace ready to handle another Pacific Northwest winter? Before the cold weather hits and you start freaking, call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical won't leave you out in the cold. They're on call 24/7. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
These days, seems anyone with a website can sell you a new car. But your Northwest Ford dealers know there's more to it. More service than selling. More helping hand than just handshakes. More confidence than computer clicks. And for decades, we've been a friend in the neighborhood. So whether you need help today or tomorrow, we'll be there. We're your Northwest Ford dealers. Stop by today or visit buyfordnow.com.
This is Yanni Gord. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
6:19 to play here in the third. 3-2. Calgary has the lead. Philip Grubauer has made remarkable save after remarkable save. He's turned away 39 of the 41 Calgary, or 38 of the 41 Calgary. Don't look at me in that tone, Dave. 38 of the 41 Calgary shots he's seen here tonight.
Well, he's been the best player for the Kraken. Sadly, I don't think he'll be able to score a goal.
Hey, we've had goalie goals in this league at one time or another. I wonder how many goalie goals have actually beaten a goaltender. There's a project. 0. Here comes Lucic up the near side as he won a puck battle with Borgen. Borgen recovers, forces Lucic back to the near wall. Huberdeau, and in behind the Kraken net, Carson Soucy all over him. Here's Kadri, right side, up top. Christopher Tanev, a shot tipped just wide of the net. Off the end boards, here's Huberdeau. Back in behind the goal, Lucic near side, Kadri off the post. Oh man, a left wing shot rings off the iron. And the Flames still have a 3-2 lead, and they still have the puck. Tanev down the right wall for Huberdeau. Ryan Donato picks it up for Seattle. Goes hard off the boards and out. Calgary turns back up ice. Chipped ahead by Lindholm. Near corner, Larson. Back to Yanni Gord for Seattle. Up the near wall, Bjorkstrand will knock it down. And this is picked up. Jared McCann couldn't hold on to it for long. Lindholm will take it for Calgary and leave it for Rasmus Andersson. 5:05 to go in the period. Puck shot up off the glass. Thought it was out of play. Grubauer thought it was out of play. We'll play on here.
I thought it was out of play. It looked like trying to get it dumped in, then it was going to go sky high. Instead, the Kraken get into the zone in Calgary's end of the ice, but they'll go in offside. Matty Beniers.
4:49 to play here in the period, and we'll keep it right here for a bit, Dave. And for Seattle, they've got 4:49 left in this final frame. Grubauer's been bailing them out all evening long, but they have to find a way to get back into the right side of the ice, both directionally into the ice, to put some pucks in the back of the net. We'll toss it for a break, come back with more in a moment. You're listening to Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
Members of LIUNA, the Laborers International Union of North America, can participate in accredited, skills-driven, competency-based technical training classes taught by highly trained and highly qualified instructors. Course topics are varied and include important topics like safety, supervision, and industry certification. This fun fact is sponsored by the Laborers, the official union partner of the Seattle Kraken. To start your career and build your skill set, text JOBS to 81411.
Get the official NHL app to watch, read, and listen to all the deeks.
All I can say is absolutely wow.
All the sauce. All the saves.
Stop from Vasilevsky.
All the hits. All the snipes. All the sellies.
He scores! Unbelievable!
All the hockey. If it's hockey, it's here. Listen to every NHL game for free, now with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Download the official NHL app now.
One of America's all-time living legends. Live in concert. Paul Anka. Saturday, February 25th at 8 p.m. Muckleshoot Casino Event Center. Paul Anka. With greatest hits his way. Tickets on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com. Don't miss Paul Anka live in concert.
This is Jared McCann. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey on the Kraken Audio Network.
Out of our final media timeout, the second line of Schwartz, Wenberg, and Daniel Sprong on the ice as Andre Burakovsky's been taken off the right side of that line. 4:49 to go. Kraken down a goal. 3-1, or 3-2 rather, here to Calgary. Out of our timeout, Vince Dunn. First Seattle off the face-off win. Goes hard off the left wing glass, around the boards, and back in behind the net. Chris Tanev there for Calgary. This one knocked off the far boards. Kraken keep it in. Dan Vladar comes out to play it. He'll rim it around the boards to Foley. Misplays the puck. Alexander Wenberg trying to punch it down the wall to Foley. Gets it out. Here he comes up the right wing side. Tried to go inside out on Vince Dunn, who was in the right position to knock the puck free. Calgary swats it up the ice. Dunn collects it to the near side. Schwartz. Seattle has it knocked out. Here's Coleman dropping back behind him. Mangiapane shot high over top of Grubauer. Adam Larson on the far wing circle. Out now for Wenberg. Here comes Seattle. Down the right side and back into the offensive zone. Wenberg, left wing side, drops it off up top to Schultz. Across now for Alexiak. 3:53 to play in regulation. Kraken down by a 3-2 score. Jared McCann giving way for Sprong. High slot, whistling it wide of the net on that wrister. Matty Beniers up top looking for Schultz, and that one was deflected. Blake Coleman forcing it back down the ice, and Matty Beniers will take behind his own cage.
That's what you call a 200-foot player. He went from near the goal line, and now the Kraken are back up ice.
Eberle, slot shot into the chest of Dan Vladar. He holds on. 3:25 to play in regulation. 3-2 Calgary.
Beniers was helping out defensively after a stumble by a Kraken defenseman in the neutral zone, and he's up ice as Eberle puts it into the logo. Keep in mind, early in the second period, after the Kraken took the 2-1 lead, Calgary Flames used their timeout. Yep. The Kraken still have theirs.
Way too early to pull Grubauer, but it's got to be in the back of his mind. Here's Vince Dunn. High blue line shot that was knocked down on the way through by the Flames, and it's sent all the way back into Kraken territory. 3:15 to go in the third. Vince Dunn protects the puck, rubs off a check from Milan Lucic, looks up the far boards, and Huberdeau will deflect this one out of play into the crowd. 3:07 left in period 3, 3-2 Calgary.
Well, Vince Dunn along with Larson and Soucy and Borgen, 4 defensemen have played every game this season for the Seattle Kraken. They've been remarkably healthy. Their top 6 forwards have also played every single game.
Seattle off the face-off, loss at neutral ice, has to drop back to their own zone to retrieve it. Bjorkstrand chips it off the end boards, 2:56 to go. Grubauer still firmly planted in his goal. Here come the Calgary Flames back out. Long shot from outside the blue line by Lewis, sticked away by Grubauer. Yanni Gord to the far side for Dunn. Up the near side, Bjorkstrand. Leaving for Yanni Gord. Gord weaves his way in, a shot. He'll push it wide of the net off to the far corner. 2.5 to go. Lindholm to the blue line. Seattle keeps it in. Yanni Gord trying to muscle his way out of pressure. He turns the puck over to Toffoli. Out now for Dubé. Dubé down the right side. Angle sealed off by Carson Soucy with 2.25 left here in the period. This one sent around the boards, kept down low by Toffoli. This is Bjorkstrand. Left corner. Toffoli still there for Calgary. Elias Lindholm out in front. Mangiapane backhand deflected by Carson Soucy off the mast of Grubauer and into the netting, out of play. 2:03 to go in the third. 3-2. Calgary still leads.
That's a time burner of a shift for the Calgary Flames. Keep it down below the goal line, the offensive zone. Finally work it to the front of the net as Grubauer adjusts his mask, and with that face-off in zone with 2:03 to go and down a goal, it's going to be tough for the Kraken to pull the goaltender. They'll have to win the face-off, hold the puck, and come up nicely into the offensive zone and try to generate 6-on-5 when that happens.
2:03 to go. Face-off tied up by the Flames. Puck gobbled up now by Vince Dunn. Off the far boards, couldn't clear strong enough. Mangiapane, right circle to the corner where he was forced by Justin Schultz. Now Matty Beniers forcing him to the near half wall. Mangiapane rims it around the boards. Minute 45 to go in regulation. 3-2. Kraken in the hole. Matty Beniers out to center. Grubauer thought about inching up, but now the Calgary Flames from the left wing red line will backhand the puck in. That was Mangiapane. Backlund taking Dunn against the end boards. Grubauer raising his glove. Here comes Matty Beniers. Grubauer to the slot. There he goes. Extra attacker on for Seattle. 1:20 left here in regulation. 3-2 Calgary. Schultz, left side. Dunn shot deflected through traffic. Burakovsky on the near wing side, played it to Nazem Kadri, back to the near wall. Flames force it out to the neutral zone, but it's tied up by Schultz. Huberdeau on the near wing blue line. 60 seconds left here in the game. 3-2 Seattle down. Extra attacker on for the Kraken. Daniel Sprong rims it around the wall to the near corner. Beniers. Nazem Kadri takes it up to the blue line, right side. Schultz keeps it, bounces it off to Schwartz near wing side. Burakovsky surveys the scene. 40 to go. Near circle shot kicked away by Dan Vladar. Calgary strong off the glass, kept in by Schultz. Huberdeau knocks it down. Seattle exits the zone. Now they're back in. Jaden Schwartz left side shot off the shoulder of Vladar. 25 left here in the period. 3-2 Calgary. Extra attacker on for Seattle. Flames punch it down the ice. Icing called here on Calgary. 19.8 ticks to talk in the third. 3-2 Flames. Kraken need one.
Well, now will be the time for the timeout for Dave Haxtell and his coaching crew. And the one good chance was Burakovsky with Schwartz in front. Went off the left pad of Vladar, who's gotten better here in the last part of this third period. Kraken will gather around their coaching staff and come up with something. They haven't been that good in the face-off circle in this game. 60% in favor of the Calgary Flames through two periods.
For Seattle, you don't want to put all the onus on the lack of power plays, but there have been numerous chances for the Kraken here tonight that have gone by the wayside. And now you've got 19.8 seconds left in the contest. Probably the biggest face-off of the game here.
You look at the Flames last game, third period, last night in Calgary, and the Oilers score on a power play in the third to win the hockey game. And in this game, the Kraken have not had the luxury of a power play.
The Seattle Kraken so far this season, 1 goal, 6 on 5. 19.8 seconds. They've allowed 3 6 on 5 goals this year. Matty Beniers, left wing circle. In there against Kadri. 3-2 Flames on the far side. Puck one, Sprong up top to Schultz. Back to Sprong, below Eberle in front. Beniers pushed it high over top of the net, and the Flames will saucer it down the ice. This will not make it for icing. 6 seconds to go. Daniel Sprong curls around his own net. 3 seconds left from the red line, saucering it onto the goal. That one off the glove of Vladar into the right wing corner, and that'll do it for this one. The Kraken give it a ride late in the game, but come up just short. 3-2 to Calgary.
Kraken team that was good in spurts in this game, but a Calgary Flames team with Nazem Kadri scoring the tying goal on the power play in the second period and assisting on the Huberdeau game winner in the third. There just wasn't enough pushback for the Kraken, who had to kill 5 penalties and only watched as they weren't able to get any special teams 5-on-4 themselves. And boy, it's one of those games where if you're not at your sharpest, you can let it slide. And it happened last game for them in Vancouver on Thursday. That was an away game. This time the Calgary Flames come in on the second night of a back-to-back and sneak out a victory.
Season high 41 saves for Philip Grubauer here tonight in the losing effort. We'll toss it to a break, come back and wrap up from the press box after this. Final score 3-2. Calgary takes down Seattle. You're listening to Seattle Kraken Hockey across the Kraken Audio Network.
Hey, Seattle Kraken fans, this is Everett Fitzhugh for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. You know, it takes the best medical care to keep the Kraken at peak performance this inaugural season. And as the team's official medical care provider, Virginia Mason Franciscan Health delivers the same high level of care to our community as they do for your Seattle Kraken. So, make a play for your health